And we're live. Hey, everybody. Hopefully, everybody can hear me. It says that you can hear me, so welcome to our one shot Toronto by Night special mission. It is a Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition game with all of these amazing people. So, as a warning, this is a mature game and it explores some dark and troubling themes. These may include body horror, gore, violence, loss of character agency, gaslighting, mind control, and many others. Our players have discussed consent and boundaries, and we will collectively avoid situations that may be triggering. The players will always let me know if anything gets uncomfortable by using yellow and red cards in our private chat. If you as a viewer ever feel uncomfortable or triggered, please pause and step away. Our episodes are always going to be available on YouTube after the game, so you can come back when you feel ready. Today we're raising money for Jasper's Game Day, which is a suicide awareness charity that was started by Fenway Jones that does amazing work. The links will be in the chat. All you have to do is hit !Jaspers, or there's the one on the timer that'll pop up every once in a while. Please donate if you can, and if you can't, help spread the word. Every little bit helps. And we have some giveaways from Elderwood Academy and Dogmite Games when we hit certain donation goals, one of which we've already hit. So I'm going to be kicking that in when we are done our introductions. Speaking of, let's start right above me on the overlay, which is Blue.
Hi, I'm Blue. They, them, or he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Orin. Also they, he pronouns. Little gangrel newsy boy.
And Darryl.
Hello, I'm Darryl. I will be playing Weston Shade, your genius, Ventru billionaire. Ills all around.
And Lauren.
Hi, I'm Lauren Urban, she, her. I'm here to play Musette, or Muse, who is your friendly, I'll go sick anybody that you want gangrel and is probably going to get your carpet dirty.
And over to my left, Theta.
Hi, I'm Theta, they, them pronouns. I'm going to be playing Adeline de Leon, she, her, a nun.
And last but not least, Joanna.
Hello, my name is Joanna, she, her pronouns, and I will be playing Bree, also she, her pronouns. She is the gangrel, Bruja Eco Warrior. There I go. Bruja Eco Warrior.
And this guy is Storyteller Steve. And if anybody has any questions for any rules or anything, just let me know, and I will explain it to whoever needs the explanation, because there's a few new players playing with us today who haven't actually played Vampire the Masquerade before. So, plus the donations, the different rewards that you can get. You can give a player extra dice for $15, which would go. You would select which player you want to have the extra dice, and they will get an extra die on their roll. But for $20, you can grant a player 2 extra dice for their roll. You can, for $35, you can minus 1 hunger from one of the players. And for $50, you can minus the hunger, but you can drop them down to 0 hunger. And for $30, minus 1 dice for me on one of my rolls, but for $40, I get minus 2 dice. So I'm definitely going to be helping out any of our new players, giving them all the dice. And yeah, it's all the negatives for me. So let's begin this particular game. So they are in Toronto. Toronto in the World of Darkness is a different place from the Toronto that we all know and love. Toronto used to be Sabbat held territory, along with Montreal. The Sabbat are the religious fanatics who are devoted to the first vampire Cain, who want to make sure that the antediluvians, which are the third generation of vampires, aren't in control of things. So they fight with the other groups of vampires, the Camarilla and the Anarchs. Recently, the Sabbat have pretty much to a kindred been summoned to the Middle East via a means that they're not sure what it is. It's called the Beckoning. They were drawn supernaturally to the Middle East. Some assume that it may be an antediluvian waking up. Some have even speculated that it was Cain himself. But that left Toronto, as of about 2015, without any vampire sects controlling it. The Camarilla and the Anarchs moved in, nature abhors vacuum, and they decided that they are both collectively going to try to take over. So, we are going to introduce our different kindred with a rouse check, which is a single hunger dice. So they are asleep during the day, like all vampires. There's no dreaming, there's no activity from them, they don't breathe, they're basically just dead. But when they wake up for the evening, they do what is called a rouse check. They rouse their blood to activate their undead limbs, and if you get above 6, it's a success. You get below 6, it is not. So what did everyone get? Let's start, once again, above me with Blue. Or Oren.
That's a 5.
5. Oren gets hungrier.
Good.
So Oren would hear in the back of their head the sound of someone talking to them whenever they get hungrier. This is what's called their beast. So Oren would hear, hey, listen, you probably gotta go and eat somebody. Because, you're a little hungrier.
Am I still asleep?
You would be waking up at this particular point in time.
Okay, great. I'm gonna start to just wipe the shit off my face and sit myself up.
Yeah, so if you could go and eat somebody, that'd be super.
Yeah, I'm going.
Okay, all right.
We're going.
All right. So how did everybody else do? Weston, how did you do?
I passed. I got an 8.
All right. Flip it over to Muse. Oh, you're muted.
I failed so hard that I muted myself. I failed. I got it.
And Muse, upon waking, would be like, hey.
Yeah?
Yeah. You getting kind of hungry here.
Oh. Okay.
You want to do us a favor and go and eat something?
Yeah, you got someone in mind?
Well, there was that guy we saw yesterday. He was kind of annoying. You should probably go eat him.
All right, let's see if we can find him. I gotta be somewhere after that. I can do this quick.
And Adeline, how did you do on your roll?
1.
Adeline gets hungrier, and you hear, Adeline,
Yes?
it's time to eat. You've been putting this off for far too long.
I don't want to.
Oh, it's not a matter of want. It's a matter of necessity.
Okay. We'll go awake one of the congregation. Hopefully service is in session.
Hopefully.
Don't want to have to find a stranger on the street. I always hate doing it with strangers.
And Bree, how'd you do?
We failed very miserably.
All right. Yeah, it's time to go. We gotta go. let's go eat.
I know.
What are you waiting
I
for?
know.
Chop, chop. Time's a wasting.
I know. The bar's just down the street. Just hold your horses.
Hurry
up.
up.
I know. Things to do, people to see, places to vote. Let's go.
This is disappointing.
You've never been disappointed by me before. I'll make it happen. Don't worry.
So, for everybody who is new to the game, now that you are hungrier, you will add 1 die to your roll for anything 1 hunger dice will replace. Actually, 2 hunger dice now will replace regular dice in your rolls. So, actually, I have forgot to do something. I am going to kick in the giveaway because we have already hit the $100 mark, which will be this one. All right, so you can enter the giveaway if you want in the chat. And thanks, D Maple. We're doing this live for the Prime subscription. So, where is everyone meeting? I'm assuming there's a kind of a local dive bar that you would be interested in all meeting at.
If I have to go there.
I think Adeline, if they go there, always waits outside of it. Like, I'm not going in until at least one other person I know goes in, and then I'll go in with them, because I'm a nun. Why?
I think
We know each other, right?
Yeah.
I will always enter through the back way so I don't get seen.
Yeah. I would actually like to do the same.
That's fair.
I think Bree, given that Bree, I'm going to assume that this dive bar probably would be somewhere in Kensington Market-ish area, probably.
I was actually thinking right down Queen West.
Okay.
So, yeah, I have one in mind. I believe it's called Done Right Inn.
See, I have a driver, so I don't have to remember this.
That's true.
I'm going to start to walk in the front door and then kind of pause and see Theta and look over and be like, are you coming?
Yes, no, I will.
You need an escort or something?
No, I don't.
All right. Just making sure you're okay.
I'm perfectly fine. Why would you think I'm not?
Well, you're kind of sulking out front. That's usually what I do.
I'm not sulking.
All right. That's what you say. And I walk on in.
Sulking. Adeline just follows behind like, I'm not. What are you talking about?
You hang outside the front of a bar. That's sulking. Come on.
I don't go in bars.
If I see Oren going through the back of the kitchen way, I just ask him, how much you want to bet that Theta's going to be sulking?
If I had anything in my pockets, it would be all of it. But there's none. So
Sorry, that Adeline's going to be sulking. Sorry. You didn't
I'd
hear
bet
that.
anything I have.
Nobody in chat heard that either. You only heard Adeline.
If I had anything to bet, I'd put it down. Are we going in?
I give him $100.
Holy shit! What the hell? Where is this from? All right.
It's fine. Just keep it.
Gladly. I'm gonna walk in.
Spotting the gangrel $100 so that they can make a bet.
So that
We just got another $50 donation. It doesn't
Woo.
say dice for anybody, but thank you, whoever donated. We appreciate it. It's Jasper's Game Paper. She had said.
It is always appreciated. Thank you. That puts us actually halfway to the next giveaway, which will happen at 200. So, let's see, what did I say that was? My notes are all over the place. The Done Right Inn, which is along the north side of Queen West. It is an actual physical location. You can look it up if you want. But I'm going to kind of speculate as to what the inside of this particular dive bar looks like. It's got the kind of long bar along the left-hand side if you were to go in the front way. It's pretty typical of Queen West type bars where the bars in Queen West have always they seem to have always been there. There's like it's got the older wood along the bar. There's all the drinks behind it. You can definitely tell the wear and tear of like the stools. There's the spots on the bar and the wood where people have kind of put their elbows up, kind of made their mark on the actual establishment over years and years of people frequenting this particular bar. And it's kind of where this coterie hangs out. They all congeal, for lack of a better term, in this bar because that's where they are mostly known to hang out. They are known in the Camarilla and the Anarchs of Toronto for being a group that gets things done, whether it be by monetary getting things done or whether it be by going in and making sure that things are smashed, getting things done. So it's a typical night at this particular bar. There's the usuals. There's there seems to always be like the two people that are hanging out on the one end of the bar. They have a bit of a food menu. Nobody really orders the food. It's just it's there mostly as a courtesy with like the laminated but fraying at the ends little menus that they have in the booths. It's not super packed. It's just like there's a bunch of people in there, and there's someone different that you would notice in one of the booths. Like this particular person kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. They're not quite as stylish as Weston, but there's definitely there's a suit on them. They are, even sitting down, you can tell that they're really, really tall. They have like kind of the angular sunken in features. You can, just by glance, this guy is a kindred. You can definitely tell. And he's got kind of thinnish gray hair that is pulled back into kind of a very thin ponytail. And they're kind of flipping up, and it kind of spins in the air, a playing card that they keep catching with their hand. And they're not necessarily like, they're not looking around, but they are noticing when people come in, and they are kind of taking note. When Musette and Adeline come in, they kind of, their back is faced to the door, but they look back and they're kind of, They're definitely keeping more of an eye on that. And for, it hasn't flipped over yet. There we go. Bree. For Bree, when/how are you getting there? Have we established that?
Well, Bree's coming in from Kensington, and it being a nice warm day, Bree probably would have grabbed a bike and ridden over and looked around to see if any of her coterie were around the front when she arrived.
You would have caught just the tail end of, let's see, Adeline and Musette walking in after their conversation So they would just be going in as you pull up with your bike.
Okay, and is this dive bar known to be, to the coterie, to be a kindred-friendly dive bar that would serve various drinks of the kindred variety on tap?
You're not quite sure how, but yes, there's the odd time where you can go up to the bar and ask for a Bloody Mary, and they know what you're talking about.
Okay, so Bree would kind of go through the door, look at the coterie and say, I'm parched. Give me a second. Rush over to the bar. Talk to the barkeep, who I assume that we all know the barkeep's there, and say, can I get a Bloody Mary? Like,
And it's a larger gentleman, long gray beard, almost as if they've been, a bartender for the vast majority of their existence. They're like, yeah, okay, yeah, sure. They kind of look you over a little bit, like, right, okay, yeah. And then they kind of reach down under the bar. They prepare a glass, and they put like a pint glass in front of you that has red liquid in it, but it has one of the umbrellas in it.
okay, Bree looks at it, and Bree goes like starts sipping, and then just downs the rest of it.
That's fair enough. And thank you for the donation, D Maple, who has said dice for Darryl because that suit is fire. All right.
Thank you.
As we've entered this dive bar and there's a strange kindred there, do we notice them clocking us?
Give me a wits and awareness roll for everybody who's coming in the front door.
Okay. So I have 3 dots in wits and 5 in awareness. So I'm doing 8, but 2 of them are going to be my hunger die. Am I getting this right?
Correct. You are in fact correct.
5, 6, 8. Okay.
And thank you everybody for any donations and for everything. We are $25 away from the second giveaway, which I will check on the first giveaway and see where we're at for that.
I got 3 successes and 1 of them is on blood dice.
3 successes, 1 on blood dice.
Yes.
So that's 3 successes total. You don't have to worry about the blood dice unless everything is at 10s. So yeah, you're kind of you walk in. There's a stark contrast between the outside of anything on Queen West and the inside of anything on Queen West. Queen West itself, even during the night, is pretty much as bright as day. Like you can see down the street easy enough, but when you walk into any particular establishment on Queen West, it's kind of like that dim, takes you a couple seconds to blink your eyes, readjust to it being darker. And you notice the person, and then you kind of notice that even with their back to you, they're like keeping an eye on things.
Can I also tell, are they alone or are there others in
They seem to be alone.
I'll look back at Adeline. You expecting company?
No, none besides you and the others. Are you?
No, not really.
And at this point, Bree has definitely kind of rushed past you to the bar to get their drink.
If you bring, can Adeline try to sense the unseen using aspects?
You certainly can.
Okay.
That will be a wits and aspects roll.
Okay, I do not have enough dice for this, I'm realizing. This is a lot.
That's okay, you can re-roll some of them.
Yeah, I have, wait.
What a problem to have.
Yeah, it's a big problem, I know, right?
I need more dice for my dice
I need
pool.
more dice for this dice pool. I've somehow managed to roll all under 6 thus far. That is so concerning. 1 above. And then
That's fair.
2 successes.
Okay, so you blink
2 successes.
you blink a few times, and you open up your senses to the supernatural. You look at this particular person, and you see that they're flipping the card. When they flip it, it kind of spins, and then they catch it.
Mm-hmm.
The card itself seems to be magical. The person that you're looking at, you were getting kind of an aura from them, but the aura itself is pale, which, as you've done this many times before, that is kind of a denotion of them being kindred. They are a vampire that you're looking at. And you can also notice, because they are sitting in like a semicircle booth, that beside them to their right, there's another kind of hazy aura, but there doesn't actually seem to be anyone that's there, which you've seen kind of before. It's definitely there's someone obfuscated sitting in the booth beside them.
I'll tap Lauren and be like, there's an extra person there. I think they're keeping company.
I mean, I don't blame them. But I do blame them for kind of, eyeing us. Hey, let's go. Let's go grab a drink.
Oh, okay. I can get it.
Yeah, let's wait for everybody else to get here before we have some fun.
Okay.
I'll just walk up to the bar. That's all I was gonna say.
Okay. It'd be at that point that Oren and Willem would come in through the back door, or the kitchen, I guess.
Is there I'm gonna go straight to sit at the bar. Is there any bartender that I recognize?
The kind of older gentleman with the long beard, you would definitely recognize. It's almost like they grew out of the bar, like they've been part of the bar for like as long as your coterie has been coming here, which has been like 20 years at least.
Okay. Can I go towards where, I don't know where he is, but could I go without looking or noticing and sit in the seat that is kind of, there is another presence there without realizing?
Yeah, if you want.
All right, I'm gonna go straight up to there and put the 100 on the bar and just say, hey, how much will this get me?
A lot?
Let's do that then. Let's do that.
I truly feel like if we've been coming here for 20 years, I definitely have the tab for all of us. Like the tab is definitely just on my name.
Yeah.
I mean, 20
Oh,
years
yeah.
is a long time.
That's true.
It's changed a few times. The name has changed. There's been a lot of juniors and the thirds and the fourths. So
Well, on like the 7th at this point or something.
That's fair.
Western Shades is a family name.
Damn, Warren, you're hungry. You're thirsty? You're both?
Both, all of it. I don't know. Woke up on the wrong side of something. How are we doing?
A little hungry, but nothing that can't be dealt with.
I'm planning on having dinner later, yeah.
I am perfectly fine.
No need to brag.
Sorry, sister.
I am so satisfied with what they presented me at the bar. So good tonight. They're on fire.
I'm less interested in what's at the bar and more, what's in the rest of the place. And I'll look over at Weston. You expecting anyone else?
Why?
And I'll sit up a little bit straighter because I'm usually just hunched or leaning or something. I'll sit up a little bit straighter and look you in the eye and say, are we expecting company? Because you should. And then kind of just casually look over at the booth where the person is eyeing us and look back.
Weston with his wits of one. Very unsubtly just looks directly at.
And Muse immediately is like, oh, jeez.
Bree's just like, oh, that's what you. Yeah, it doesn't look familiar.
I mean, we might as well just go say hi at this point, right?
I
I'm fully
pushed
sitting
into
next to
the
him.
house. Oh yeah, that's a good point.
I would also point out, just like, yeah, well, Oren's there already, so.
Oh,
Let's go
wow.
introduce ourselves. Let's be polite and not be rude to those in our house. Or, well,
This is definitely
It's not a
my
house. You know what I mean. Let's go introduce ourselves.
Sister, this is not my beautiful house. This is not my beautiful wife. This is not my beautiful life. Let's just
I
go
know
sit.
what you mean. I don't live here either, but you know
This
what
is
I
not.
mean.
This is not our house in the middle of the street.
Oh no.
Wow.
This is why I hang out with all of you. And I walk on over. And I'll just plop next to Oren and be like, so what'd you order?
I don't think I'd know. Everything. It's like probably hard for me to focus a little bit right now.
Oh,
All of it. All of it.
buffet style. I love it. Who's your friend?
Why not? Oh, I don't think that we've met actually.
We have not.
Hi. Sorry if I'm in your space. Nice cards.
I am Wilhelm Abraham.
Ooh,
It's a fancy name.
very German.
Are you the one the scream comes from?
No.
Plus, you're my favorite.
Hey, you gotta ask. All right, welcome. News.
I'm Oren. Hi.
And Adeline's walked over. Sister Adeline.
Western Shade.
Hmm.
And Bree just says, Bree.
Indeed. So, from what I understand, your coterie has a means of retrieving things for people.
I guess that depends on what needs retrieving.
That's a very abrupt beginning to a conversation, but yes.
I wish to procure your services.
This is gonna be a fun night. Okay, all right. Details?
There's a manuscript that has been taken.
That doesn't tell us much about the manuscript, unfortunately.
It does not. It's referred to as the Voynich manuscript.
Despite the fact that Lauren knew nothing about this, I got a little tiny bit of occult. Is that something I recognize?
Give me a intelligence and occult roll.
Okay.
Would I know that? Out of character, I do know what this is.
Yeah.
In character,
Yeah. Same thing. Anybody who would like to discover if their character knows about it, feel free to do a intelligence and occult roll.
can I argue for academics?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good argument.
Then I would do the same.
I got 2 successes, and I got 1 1. I've forgotten when I'm supposed to tell you.
Yeah. Ones would only count if they're on hunger dice, and if you get no other successes.
Then just 2 successes.
2 successes? Okay.
I got a 7. I got 2 7s, a 6, and 2 of those are on hunger dice.
Okay. 2 7s and a
And a
6.
So 3 successes. And
3
2 of them are on
successes.
hunger dice.
You've heard of the Voynich manuscript? For both of you, you have not actually seen any, you don't know why it would be here. It's supposed to be in Europe in, a vault somewhere.
I got 3 successes out of 5.
Same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna burn a willpower on that.
If I've been served, this is like through chugging it down, but like, okay, so you need a book, you lost a book, and who took it, why did they take it, what do they look like, and how much are you gonna pay us?
I like all these questions.
Yeah.
Also-
yeah, valid.
Piggybacking off of who took it, how much are they gonna want to keep it?
It's also nonsense. Why did you have it?
It's for those who know how to read it. It's not at all nonsense.
Do you
Tremere.
know how to read it?
I just go, as soon as he says that, I'm just like, Tremere?
Yes.
Yeah, this seems like Tremere shit.
Fucking Tremere.
Also, one more question. Who is your friend? The invisible one.
What?
And as soon as you say that, the obfuscate of them drops, and you see sitting beside Willem is a bald with a large, pointy-eared. They almost look like bat ears, and they've got like a hood over top, and it's just a person just pops out of nowhere. Yeah, sorry. Force a habit. We're in public.
No, I understand. It's good to meet you. What's your name?
Bob.
Bob or Bub?
Bob.
I extend my hand to shake.
He reaches across the table and shakes your hand, but there's like kind of like a green film that comes off of his hand and yours.
I expected some grossness here. I don't react to it. I just I take out a hanky and
Yeah, sorry. Force a habit. We're in public. I didn't want to like freak the mundanes or whatever it is. Yeah.
I can respect
Be
that.
understandable.
your hood's up, and it's dark in here.
Yeah, it's fair, I suppose.
Anyway, about the 12 different questions that Orin asked that all deserve answers.
Yes, indeed. I would be willing to offer a major boon. And we understand that some other Tremere may have it.
Well, I think that just might up the price.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're going to be fighting magic things like the Tremere, all that blood sorcery stuff, then I think you need to give us a bit more money, or just boons or whatever. Actually, I don't think we need money. Do we need money, Weston? We don't need. We don't need money. We don't need money. Okay, so how about like a major boon to each of us, and then one to the country?
I own a country.
Well, yes. I mean, yeah, we don't need money. So yeah, how about like a major boon to each of us, and then a major boon to the coterie? Because I mean, we're dealing with like bloody things.
How about a minor boon for each member of the coterie and a major boon for the coterie itself? A major boon to everyone is just a little much.
That's hard negotiation right off the top, Bree. I feel like that is. I kind of want to use politics to this, but I'm not going to.
If you want, like manipulation, charisma, and politics, if you wanted to do some negotiation.
As I'm slowly realizing I don't have any dots in politics.
You do have extra dice though.
You do have extra dice.
I mean, if it's charisma and persuasion, I could do that.
Yeah, I could argue that. Go for it.
I'll do a charisma plus.
Do you want to use the extra dice?
I don't need it for this roll.
Okay.
I have a total of 7 dice for this.
Nice.
Ooh, that's asking for fate to intervene on that.
Don't put that.
I mean,
Okay,
I
don't
rolled
put.
8 and I rolled 1 success on
Eh.
8 dice. So like,
Well, this will probably be the one I use that willpower on. We'll see. As I slowly count out dice because I forgot how numbers work.
that's fine. Numbers are overrated.
Mm-hmm. Words and numbers. Who needs them?
Words are more overrated than numbers, in my opinion, but I'm also biased.
I'm just noticing the chat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ventru 1399 is pulling for you. That's all I'm saying.
Let's go. You go ahead and mark off that willpower. You cursed me, Laura.
Since I'm the one who cursed, before you willpower, can I offer one of my multitude of extra dice?
Sure.
Would you like 2 more dice?
Yeah.
Because
just go with
the
2 more
people
dice.
donating to Jasper's Game Day were incredibly kind.
Indeed. We are only 25 away from the next giveaway.
Ooh.
That puts me. That I'm still gonna willpower that.
All right, that's fair.
Oh my god!
Oh no.
Somehow
That's
you
three.
got
That's
less.
That's 3 successes. 3 successes out of 9.
So you're
I was
top-
also agreeing with him.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's like, so major boon for the coterie and a minor boon for all of you.
Yeah,
Suppose. What does everybody else think?
Find that acceptable.
I mean, it seems fair. It's just a book, right? That we're
Weston-
getting.
It is a manuscript from the Renaissance.
Yeah, it's usually in a vault in Europe somewhere, right?
Oh,
Deal.
well, that's worse. Is that enough then for what we're doing?
I feel like renegotiations should be possible depending on the difficulties that we face upon undertaking this venture.
He said it much better than I did.
But as it
Huh.
stands now, major boon for the coterie, minor for individuals, to be renegotiated if anything grievous were to happen.
Yeah, if your Tremere friends decide that they want to, I don't know, do some weird stuff with their powers, and any one of my friends here gets hurt, we're gonna be having chats.
Also, goes without saying, if you betray us in any way, I will full-on execute you in the middle of the street.
Let's
Yeah.
avoid that.
I suppose that's fair.
So wait, you said Tremere had it, and other Tremere stole it, and now Tremere wants it back from Tremere? This is like an internal thing. Why are you looking for, obviously awesome people like us, but don't you want to keep this internal?
Not
mean,
We
necessarily.
are notoriously cultish.
Is this like a one house of wizards doesn't like another house of wizards type deal?
Kind of.
Yeah.
More of a Star Wars gal, but I get the reference.
Okay. This is just a random Force user going against the Jedi. That works.
Oh
for you?
yeah, those gray Jedi. I hate those.
There's no such thing as gray Jedi.
Right?
Is this like that Prime Directive thing that they told me about like decades ago?
No, that's
that one's
Star
different.
Trek. That's Star Trek. We can have a
Oh.
discussion about that later.
I would think it's more like the
No
Corellian
understanding of
Jedi.
any of this.
Out of character, my brain's like, it would be more like the Corellian Jedi versus the Coruscant Jedi, but that's also not something Adeline would know.
Guys, I really hate when we do this. Can we not do this right now?
Oh yeah. No, back on track.
Oh, what-
All right.
what-
For
Here's
the
some-
sake
oh.
of my brain.
For Oren, Hatfields McCoys.
Thank you. God,
Got it? All right.
not that hard.
Just a-
Gotta
just
keep
a
up
quick,
on the references,
just
Keep
a
up with
quick
the times.
quick coughing quilt reference always puts them back on track.
Thank you.
I suppose
All right,
that's fair.
you have any idea where this group of Tremere and this manuscript is?
I do. They are located in the Cathedral Church of St. James.
Have they desecrated it?
Not necessarily. They're located beneath the Cathedral Church of St. James.
I just slowly turn my head towards Adeline when
I think Adeline's just looking really fucking disappointed doing all this. Like, what the fuck are they doing?
Oh no, they're not angry, they're disappointed. That's the worst.
Oh,
And, like,
do I just see a ruler appear out of nowhere in Adeline's hand?
no, I don't think
Wow.
so. Adeline's more less fighty, more healy. But I think they're just incredible. Like, I think she's just looking on incredibly disappointed. Like, if they desecrated the church, I'm gonna be really fucking annoyed. I'll just bring guns, maybe? That's a thing.
I mean,
But I think she's just like, I can get us access to the church then.
Adeline, you know there's nothing I love more than nuns with guns.
Yes, I know.
The best way of going about it, I can actually point you in the direction of a secret entrance.
I like that.
Is that where Bob comes in?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay.
So you said they're
Not.
holding this. Sorry,
Go ahead.
you said they're holding this thing under the church. Are they holding it there permanently, or is this stop one on the way to sending it somewhere else?
We believe that they are possibly going to be shipping it out to somewhere else.
Okay.
The Bob will actually lead you to a location under the St. Lawrence Market, which is nearby.
When you say under, do you mean the sewer, or is this just like an underground passage?
Sewers.
The sewer.
All right. This is why I bring changes of clothes with me everywhere I go. Cool. Cool. No doubt.
Caroline just like picks up the skirts and is like, okay, that's a thing, I guess.
I'm sure it'll rain at some point, and then you'll be able to wash it off. It'll be fine.
It's really not that bad if you plug your nose.
That's not how. That won't wash the dirt off of. It's fine. It's fine.
You'll be fine. Bleach works for everything.
Well, I mean, the lake is right there. You can always just jump in and take a bath, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not even covered in ice anymore.
Again, I feel like Adelaide and Weston just kind of look at each other like, what is wrong with these people, and why are we?
Adeline's like, no, I have a shower. It's a functional shower. It's nice and it's in a closed building. Please, just use the shower.
Well, then once we're done with the sewer and having fun with the Tremere, who have a big manuscript that they shouldn't have anymore, then you'll have a nice long shower in your indoor shower. How big is this thing, actually, now that I think about it?
The Voynich manuscript?
Yeah, are we talking like, magic scroll size? Are we talking like big book of spell size? Are we talking about like, the Torah? Like, what are we talking about?
I think it's just the general size of like a Renaissance manuscript, which tend to be about like this thickish because they were on some very starch paper.
Okay.
I vote that Bree carries it. I feel like she's definitely the strongest one here.
Well, I mean, I've got a bag. Bree
True.
just points to her backpack. You know, we can just toss it in there, keep it safe.
There's also the fact that you carry a backpack everywhere you go.
I know.
Reminds
I
me of back in
mean,
college.
you got you got to be prepared though, right? I mean, anything can
Absolutely.
happen. Like this.
I mean, absolutely. That's why I'm wearing the cargo pants. Come on. Pockets.
Yeah, I thought we were just meeting up for a general meeting, so I'm wearing a suit, but sure.
Does your suit have
Always
pockets?
be prepared.
It has pockets.
Well, there you go. You're fine.
It's one of the upsides of being a masculine presenting person is that everything has pockets.
Mm. Yeah, you're lucky. When we get this thing, where are we bringing it to?
You can bring it back here if you so desire.
You're just gonna hang out all night here?
It's
I'm
it has character.
It's also a dark place with blood.
This is also true.
All right. Anything else pertinent you think we should know to go on this secret mission?
I don't believe so.
No one else is trying to get it aside from us.
Mm.
Well, obviously the other Tremere.
True. Yeah.
Is there by any chance a third faction of Chimera, I think is what Weston is saying.
There are, but I don't think they have anything to do with this.
I've heard that you guys can like make big stone people. We have to fight one of those.
Whoa.
Gargoyles?
Yeah.
Wait, those things are real?
Yes.
I again just point at the premiere. They made them, and then they just kind of go off and do their own thing after you made them.
Minorly,
That's not
yes.
that's not very nice.
I need to see one of these things.
Yeah, I wouldn't be entirely angry.
No, I'm for this. If we get to fight a gargoyle, yeah.
I prefer not to fight a gargoyle. I quite like them.
Oh, okay. Well, we can talk first, and then if we gotta fight, we'll fight. But that'd be, I mean, talking to a gargoyle will be fun too. I'm all for this now. This is gonna be
I
fun.
mean, you said stone things, so if you say that we need to fight a gargoyle, then maybe I need to bring a sledgehammer. Maybe that's something that I need to do.
I don't think
I can get you a sledge. I can get you all weapons.
I mean, I can get a sledgehammer from one of the Parks and Rec booths. You know, grab it from work and bring it with us. But yeah, gargoyles are kind of like nasty and stuff. I don't know.
Out of character, I feel like I accidentally just gave Steve a bunch of ammunition.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. For everyone playing the home game, just let your players talk. They give you ideas. Also, thank you for the donation. We are now only $5 away from the next giveaway. Acting Foolish for the donation. Thank you.
I think I've just tuned out at some point and I'm just staring at Bob trying to figure out what he is.
Bob is
Made
a
of.
Nosferatu.
I'm going to continue to stare at Bob.
Orin,
Sorry.
stop.
Yep.
I just slide him another $100. I noticed how fascinated he was with it.
I feel like Warren is somebody you just keep blood lollipops on hand for. Like, those are a thing in real life. You just give them to Orin.
God, I just take it without looking. God, I love you, Weston. I love things. So we're going, Bob?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Do you guys have like a limo or something? There's like a Ventru here.
My car's out back.
Why out back? Oh, right. Yeah, Queen West.
I'm recognizable. I try to stay out of public as much as possible, but you know, openings of different things, you get fans.
Also, this is a dive bar.
Also, yes, it's a dive bar, and I prefer to come in through the back.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I think he also just likes saying it's out back because it sounds cooler, which in fairness, it is. My car's out back. Sounds super cool, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Weston is super cool.
I mean, there's also like a bunch of guns in there, but still.
Ooh, did you bring my pistols?
I stay ready so I don't gotta get ready, sister. All right, so we going up. We're driving first.
Well, yeah, it's a little far to walk over to St. Lawrence Market from here. So, it's more on the east side. We're the west side right now.
All right.
Let's take a little drive. Let's go. I gotta see me a gargoyle.
I regret saying words.
He just goes, swell. Swell, a gargoyle, swell.
If one pops up, I'll take full responsibility. I'm to the coder. I'm just like, if one does happen to show up, I'm going to take full responsibility for even bringing it up.
I'm just
But
saying,
at least we're prepared for it now.
if we hit $500 in donations, I will toss several gargoyles at this coterie.
And I will remind the entire coterie that running is always an option.
I mean, we can fight and flee at the same time. Tactical retreat is an option.
Oh yes.
So you're all, I'm guessing, making your way to the
It's a big
Out-
SUV.
Outback, yeah.
Yes.
So, you all kind of make your way through the kitchen into the back, and Bob is accompanying you. When he gets up, it's sort of like someone was kind of folded into that particular booth because they get up, and despite the fact that there are 10-foot ceilings, his head is nearly touching the top of the
Dear
ceiling.
Lord.
Like, yeah, sorry.
Goodness.
Should I, disappear
Don't
again?
Don't you dare apologize. You're beautiful. But yeah, don't scare anyone. No.
Will you fit in the car?
Probably not.
Oh, you could probably fit.
I'll make room. I can hunch.
Eh,
He should fit. Damn it! I paid extra money to get it customized.
I would prefer we not put anyone in the trunk, I think.
When I had it customized, I said, imagine Shaq's riding in the back, and they were just like, "We got you. Yeah, you should be fine once sitting down.
Has Shaq ever been in the back?
Don't worry about my after parties." A lot of people have been in the back. Not in that way, sister.
You just watch as from behind the sister, Muse just leans out like,
So anyway,
What you do on your own, Weston, is none of my business.
what am I, a Toreador? Come on. All right.
No, you're worse. You're Ventru.
Ah! Said the La Sombra.
Bree just pipes up.
Probably.
No. Teamwork and all that. We need him. We love him. We need him.
yeah, it's all of us against
Just like
the
we need
Tremere,
all of
right?
us.
That's.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, until like eventually we befriend a Tremere and they join us. It's us against a Tremere. We know how it works. Eventually somebody ends up joining us.
This is true.
There's always a random stray that comes along.
Yeah, but until then, blah,
It's us
Tremere,
against
let's
them. Yeah.
go. Mm-hmm. Let's go steal from the Tremere.
The bad. Yeah, just get in the truck.
so you all pack into the SUV. It's a fairly short trip from where you are to the St. Lawrence Market. Probably only take about 20 minutes or so. And the St. Lawrence Market, for everyone who is unfamiliar with Toronto, used to be a pier side market, but it is a large kind of domed building that is old red brick. It's been been there for ages, probably well over 150 years at this point. It is usually during the day. There's a bunch of stalls in it. There's like places where you can buy fish, you can buy meats. Farmers regularly have different markets that happen during the week. They bring in fresh vegetables, stuff like that, and it's it used to be like right on the water, but Toronto has essentially expanded out since then. So it is sort of like multi-tiered. Like if you enter via Front Street, you would go into a kind of flat surface area, but there is also an underground slash a second floor that is underneath. Bob leads you kind of down one particular walkway, which slopes downward to the second floor, which there's an entrance. And he's like, yeah, we got to go in here. And then I got to take you around. It's kind of like a sewer entrance thing, I know there's a couple of places in there. You could probably get like little baggies for your shoes if you wanted, like venture types.
I just walk into the sewer.
Yep.
Yeah, Bree's the same. She's like, let's just get it over with.
I already had baggies for my shoes in the truck.
I look over at Oren. Next, they're going to offer baggies for my paws when I turn into something. This is ridiculous. Jeez.
That
It's a
is-
waste of
that is-
time.
Wet wipes.
That is definitely a thing that people have because sometimes paws track in type of debris.
Yeah, that's for dogs. I walk in.
I mean, if there's like a pet store just down there if you wanted to like get little
Bob,
doggy booties.
Bob, until this moment, we were getting along great.
We were doing really good, Bob.
Yeah,
We were doing
yeah.
really good.
It's super great.
As Bob's been saying that, I was just standing behind Muse going,
I think Adeline just secretly has like a pack of wet wipes just in case.
he definitely keeps some inside of his lapel as well. But he makes his way after fully doing like a mini John Wick load up of weapons.
Yeah. Adeline grabs pistols and like hitches up skirts or ties it or whatever.
Oh yeah, you need a montage of weaponry procurement.
I
So
don't need a weapon. I am a weapon.
now that everyone has entered into the sewer, this is going to be a kind of not chapter, but it's going to be a different scene. So we're going to take a bit of a break and prepare everybody for, I don't know, upcoming battle or something? What? I didn't say anything. So
I did.
thank you, everybody, for the donations. The donation link is in the chat. We are $5 away from the next giveaway. So I will throw it on the break screen really quick, and then we'll be back in about 5 to 10. See you soon, everybody. And we're back.
Huzzah! Sorry, I'm never gonna do that again.
No, please.
No, please
That
do
was
it again.
I wasn't expecting it, but now I need it all the time.
Huzzah! Just you have to start giving the whole speech.
Just randomly in your DMs, just a random huzzah for you, Laura.
So, when we left the coterie, they were on a quest to find the Voynich manuscript for the Tremere, who lost it to more Tremere. So they are going through the sewers of the St. Lawrence Market. So they just entered the sewers, and it's typical kind of sewer look. Not a modern sewer by any stretch in this particular area. It's like the, brick sewers that you would have commonly assumed would have occurred in the turn of the 20th century, like the early 1900s. Kind of like there's a kind of a moat in the middle, and there's like these sections on either side where somebody could walk. You're all very kind of happy that you don't breathe anymore. Oh, and I just noticed we went over the 200 mark on the donations, so it's time for another giveaway. And I just kicked that one in. All right, so
Huzzah! Sorry.
you're all glad you don't actually breathe anymore, because this would be kind of gross. So how are you making your way? Are you going single file? Are you gonna try to double up? Like, what is the method of attack in this particular thing? And I may have accidentally used that term on purpose.
Mm-hmm. No matter what, I'm always behind Muse because I know she's gonna pick up on stuff before me, way before me. I trust her enough, and then I'm also just weapon at the ready, right behind, just in case stuff does go off.
Good job. I will be behind Bob because Bob knows where we're going. But other than that,
Bob did not go down with you.
Bob Bob only
Oh.
showed us to the door.
Okay, did Bob give us directions from here, or is this obvious enough that we don't have to worry?
Yeah, it's pretty much a straight shot. Bob was like, yeah, you just follow this corridor down to the end, and then when you pop up, you're going to be popping up under the cathedral thing, church, whatever it's called.
All right,
Right.
well, then I change what I said, and I am out front, keeping eyes, ears, nose, looking for anything, waiting to see if we're approaching people. I'm on alert.
I will say I think Adeline is in the middle, just kind of trying to, partially because I think she thinks, oh, I can get to people faster if they need to heal somewhat, and secondly, I was hoping to do a clairvoyance roll, but I can wait until the others say approximately what they
Okay.
I think Bree would be alongside Muse. Bree would have grabbed a baseball bat from the back of Weston's truck, because that's kind of her, her kind of weapon of choice. So she'd just kind of be like walking with the baseball bat kind of loosely hanging at her side from her hand. And you know, chatting up with everybody with regards to, weapons of choice and things like that, and how to best take out Tremere.
Well, if
I
you
think
walk without rhythm, you won't attract the worm. Yeah, Orin, where are you?
I think I am actually at the back, since Muse is in the front.
Okay.
Partially to make sure that Bob didn't do some like something stupid. And also maybe just playing a little bit with like the rats that I do see and trying to like start making like a little file of them, a little line of them behind us.
All right.
And as we go forward, I don't know how long I can have it active, but I do have Eyes of the Beast, which I'm gonna try to have active as. Oh, I can have it active as long as desired. I would
Yes.
like that as long as desired.
That is a free power. There's no rouse checks required. So you're making your way along the sewers. Give me a it was Bree and Muse that are up front, I believe. Give me a wits and awareness check for both of you. And Theta, yeah, right. Adeline was gonna do the thing. Give me a roll for that. I believe it's a rouse check as well.
I don't know what that is. I have no idea.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go.
I was going to say, I think, one of the things that we can do is rouse any of our attributes.
Yes.
So I think I'm going to rouse my wits so that I can get 2 extra dice in my pool. And I passed that rouse check, so...
Yeah, and for the players that are new, you can rouse the blood to increase one of your attributes if you so wish. So if you're in a fight, you want more strength, you can do a rouse check to get 2 extra dice on strength checks.
Oh wow. Okay, so how would that okay, so it's just
Just a hunger dice.
just a hunger die?
Just a hunger die.
Both of them, if we have 2 or just 1.
It would just be for the one. Yeah,
Okay.
just one.
Nope, that's
I rolled a
that's a
9.
one.
Orin, I believe you did not do well on the rouse check.
Oh, that is a one.
Oh.
Never mind.
Well, what attribute are you looking to increase?
Strength.
Strength. Your strength will still increase. It just means that when you don't succeed on the rouse check, you get hungrier. So,
Okay.
yeah, you hear like, oh man, are we gonna find like any Tremere to eat down here? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, no, we're working on that. We'll figure it out. Give it like 5, 10, 15 minutes. Did the hunger that I have previously from the bar go down at all?
You drank some, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, it would have gone down to 1, so you're back up to 2.
Okay.
Anyone who partook in Orin's smorgasbord of ordering everything with the $100, yeah, we'll just say everybody took a little bit, so you're all down to like 1 hunger again.
Oh, okay. So then I do a rouse check to try to get 2 more dice, you said?
Yeah, you can. And
Okay,
you have to pick which attribute you're looking to increase.
Because I also used 2 of my extra dice that we got from donations. Thank you for your donations. And I would like to increase my awareness. And so the rouse check is how many hunger dice I have?
You would increase wits in that particular instance.
I would increase wits.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so...
I also rolled the rouse check for clairvoyance. I rolled a 9.
Okay. And
Alright.
clairvoyance. Is that a celebrity power, if I remember correctly?
Yeah, it's aspects.
Or aspects? Aspects. Telepathy. Nope, not that.
I think you get it's what is it? You gather information from an entire city block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see, like...
So it'd be intelligence plus aspects for the roll. Difficulty based on the security and level of activity in the area.
Okay, intelligence plus aspects. Cool.
Difficulty 3 if it's your own kind of mansion, while an unfamiliar city block in the slums of a major city would go to 7 or more. So this is going to be kind of a rough go of it.
Okay. Oof. I can only roll 7. So.
Come on, crits.
I rolled 2 successes. They were a 10 and an 8.
So you blink a few times. You will your blood to give you kind of an intuition of the surrounding area, and you're in a sewer. That's pretty much all you get.
I will say that. Oh, go.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I did roll a rouse check before that.
Yeah.
Can I argue that would the rouse check be for the skill or would it be to?
It would be for the attribute.
Oh, so.
And it lasts, for me, it lasts the entire scene.
Can I roll 2 more then? Because I didn't roll with the rouse.
Yeah.
See? That is another 8 and 10.
So that critted it. So that's 4, 6. Yeah, I'll give it to you. You open your supernatural senses, and it's kind of, you kind of reach out with your mind, and you get a sense that there's something down here with you. But at the same time, when you reach out, the edge of your senses kind of reaches to where you can only assume that the Tremere Chantry is, it kind of just, it's like walking into a wall. It just blocks off there. Yeah.
So I did wits and awareness. I did the rouse check to increase my wits, and I passed that. And then I used 2 more of my extra dice from getting donations. So that's 7 successes, and 1 is a crit on a blood die.
7 successes for what's...
Wits and awareness. I've got a speciality in instincts. I am trying to know when things are happening, what things are out there, who's looking at us, when we're approaching things. I'm in Overwatch mode.
Okay. You are getting, like, if you were still alive, the hair on the back of your neck would be kind of prickling up. You're looking around. You know that there's maybe something here, but you can't quite put your finger on it. Like, everything seems like it's a typical sewer. Everything seems to be in its place, but you just can't put your finger on it.
And my Eyes of the Beast doesn't pick anything up with being able to see supernatural things?
It does not. Eyes of the Beast is essentially kind of like dark vision in D&D, where it's like you can see in the dark, but you can't pierce the veil type thing. Like, you can't see anything that's supernaturally protected or obfuscated.
Okay.
Is it the same as Sense the Beast?
Sense the Beast would be different. If
Oh,
you
okay.
would like to roll a Sense the Beast, you may do
I
so.
would, yeah. I would like to do that. How can I do that?
Sense the Beast. I will let you know in just a sec. That is animalism. Thank you. It was, I believe, Jacqueline who donated for putting us over the top 200. Let's see. Sense the Beast is a resolve plus animalism roll for you.
Okay.
It is a composure and subterfuge roll for whoever you may be up against. If there's anybody there.
Uh-huh.
2 and
'Cause
2.
I'm sorry.
All else fails. Blame Weston. That's all I'm saying.
Plus, and then there's 2 hunger die as well, right?
It would be, replace 2 of the dice.
Oh, yeah.
with hunger. dice.
During all this, Weston is in fact looking at his phone. He's just like checking his email. Somehow he's getting service down here.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's the
Somehow.
Shade Phone 11. Hasn't even hit the market yet, and of course I get service here because it doubles as a satellite phone.
Of course.
That's so 2 of those 4 get replaced with hunger die. So the hunger die are both failures, and
Okay.
the not hunger die were both successes, 2 9s.
You don't have to worry about any failures on the hunger dice unless
Oh.
they're ones and you don't get any other successes. So yeah,
Okay.
just treat those like regular dice until a 1 comes up on them. Then
Okay.
be worried about it. Pretty much. Yeah.
So 2 failures, 2 successes.
So 2 successes. And you were doing the Sense the Beast.
Sense the Beast.
Yeah. So you also open up your supernatural senses to what is around you and to see like if there's anything that is amiss, anything that's not supposed to be here. You're getting the feeling that there's something that's not supposed to be here, but at the same time, it's kind of like the reaction of Muse. If you were still alive, you'd have like the goosebumps on your arm type thing. It would be popping up, and you'd be like, but you can't see anything, you can't sense anything, but you kind of get this feeling that something isn't right with the situation that you're walking into.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh no, you go.
Kind of noticing that the others around me are a bit like jumpy.
On edge.
I don't. Yeah, on edge. I don't do gut feelings. I do facts. Could I? This is the D&D portion of my brain. Could I investigate like anything around me to see if like, oh, people have come down here and a trap was here, or this looks like where an ambush got set up, that type of deal?
Yeah. Give me like a wits and investigation roll.
Could I argue for intelligence?
You could argue. yeah, go ahead.
Oh.
Intelligence, and just to sort of like, you've got experience with this, so reaching back in your memory, like, okay, this is kind of where something like this would probably happen.
Sticking fingers into your own brain.
While he's doing
That's
that,
a Missy trick.
I'm going to use the extra 2 dice that someone gifted to me, by the way.
Nice. I think what Weston sees to clue in that I'm noticing something is bad is I'm going to activate my feral weapons, and claws are going to happen. I'm just going to hunch a little bit more and be much more ready to fight.
That is a rouse check to activate the feral weapons.
Okay.
I'm sure that Bob has screwed us. That's the first place that my brain goes.
Gotta
Something's wrong.
Use another willpower to reroll 3 of those.
You look behind you and you see Bob closing the door like in the end of Saw. Like, no, that's yeah.
I failed my rouse check. I rolled a 2.
Okay.
Muse definitely gets hungrier. Like, man, gotta eat.
I've never. Sorry.
Let's find someone to, munch on. Maybe a rat, something. Get a bunch of rats. It's fine.
No. I'm not going after rats. We've got real prey, but it's coming.
I've
Shing,
never
shing.
seen so many 8s in my life. That's one. I rolled 5. Like I ended up rolling 5 8s. 1, 2. So that's 6 successes.
That's 40. Yeah.
Fuck
So
being.
6 successes.
Yeah.
You can definitely. You're looking around. You're trying to get a feel for things. Some light is being produced by Muse's eyes with the red kind of sheen coming out of them because of the gleam of red eyes. And just as Muse is about to step on something that it's clear that Muse did not see, you're able to like kind of reach up, grab them by the shoulder, and kind of pull them back a little bit. Like you can definitely tell, kind of like like a trap, like Indiana Jones type thing, where it's like if you put your foot on this one, you can see like the kind of little outline that something bad would probably happen.
Careful, watch the claws.
No, you need to watch where you're stepping.
Ah.
Yeah, you almost stepped on a trap there.
Ah, thanks, boss.
Do you work
Shit,
for
we're
me?
gonna have to look out for traps. No,
We'll
she's
just
just
say-
kind of.
We'll just say
like,
you do.
It's less that she works for you, and more like, you did, you saved my butt. All right.
Oh no, that was a legit him saying, "Do you work for me?"
Yeah.
We'll
I
say
am
you
right
do.
now.
We'll say
You're
you
gonna save
do.
me from shit like that. I am right now. I'll back away.
And I signal it I silently signal that there is something on the ground here that they need to avoid for those that were in the back playing with rats.
Bree is like right there next to Muse, so she goes, should I try and hit it with my baseball bat, see what happens? Or do you think it's like one of those, arrows flying at you sort of thing, or, the entire thing collapsing on you? Like, should I even try?
No, don't activate the trap.
Can we touch it without activating it, do you think? Out of character.
Yeah, like, can we get past it without activating it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, it's just like a little teeny tiny. Oh, there we go. Like kind of a square that was on the ground.
I think because in character, I can touch it and see what happens without triggering it. Like if I don't have to trigger it. Does that make sense? Like push your hand on top.
Yeah.
That might trigger it.
Yeah, because Wes
true,
is
no,
just
that's
looking at Bree like, no, don't do that. What if it's wooden stuff and then we all get paralyzed?
Okay.
Jesus Christ! Oh.
So Adeline touches the trap, and then a dog comes out of nowhere.
Honestly, the most thematic dog howl.
I mean, right? You say wooden things impale us, and all of us just go, "Oh!"
I'm
No,
so
no, no.
sorry, he's a demon.
No, it's perfect. It's perfect.
Perfectly timed.
Well
Absolutely.
done. Well played. Yeah.
I think we don't even try to mess with this, because if it activates, that's a warning to the people we're trying to sneak up on.
That is true.
I mean, sure. So, I mean, that makes sense. Let's go. Can we get around? Everybody okay with getting around?
I'm very much okay with getting
Also, if we leave it here and we have to escape back this way, then we can activate it as we're running and hit the people behind us.
Let's just keep an eye out
whatever.
for any more traps then.
Bree rolled 6 for wits and awareness. So
Okay.
Bree Bree can probably see at least ahead a few feet in terms of what's around there. And she wants to soaring leap over the trap.
Okay.
Hopefully that'll. And soaring leap is, as far as I know, just a rouse check, I think. Is it?
Soaring leap is not a rouse check.
Oh, right. Okay. So just gonna soaring leap right over the trap. And then turn around to everybody and say, "You coming?"
Don't show off.
I'm just trying to avoid it. Not trying to show off, just want to avoid it.
Weston makes a very huge point to just gently step over this. To just barely step over. I avoided it.
Soaring leap.
Do your thing. Do your thing.
Highlight will just walk around. A sewer's not. This type of sewer's not small. Just
I'll use Cat's Grace and jump over it, but just like dainty little leap.
So it'd be. What's your potence rating? For Bree.
3 for
3?
potions.
Yeah, you wouldn't need soaring leap for this.
Okay.
But you look cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it's 5 times meters in per potence rating horizontally. So you'd shoot over it by like 15 meters.
I genuinely thought it was just to look cool. So
Well, yeah, I mean, Bree
Yeah.
just wanted to jump over it, make sure she missed it entirely.
Yeah.
So Bree's just gonna do it and kind of make it look cool, like do kind of like a swan thing.
After I
I'm down
jump
here
over,
in a suit, and that's the most extra thing I've ever seen.
after I jump over it, can I look on the side of the wall and with my claws make a mark so that if we are coming back this way, I have an easier time
Oh yeah, easily
seeing where
enough.
this thing is? Yeah, I jump over and then I just reach back and I go, just in case.
Little arrow pointing down on the wall.
I'm not even that obvious about it. I just one long scratch that I know I'm gonna see, so
Okay.
I can be like, there.
I purposely leave like in a crack on the ground right next to it one of my business cards, so I also remember it. I crumple it up and stuff so it just looks like regular debris, but I know it's there.
Yeah, it's got that just off-white coloring to the business card.
Yeah, I had to take out a few people because their business cards were better than mine.
I'm gonna tiptoe around it so that the rats don't step on it.
Okay.
Though they're very small and light.
With your ability for animalism, you can definitely tell them like this part here, avoid, and then there's kind of like the swarm kind of moves around that particular block of.
In that case, I have been talking to them this entire time in a really annoying fashion.
Yeah, they're like, hey, do you have any cheese? Come on, crackers, something like. Food?
If I had something on me, I would have given it to you already. No, I said we're going to where the cheese is.
Right.
We're going to the place where cheese is.
Okay. So how long is that? Are we there yet?
If we ask that question, we're done. This is done. No more of that. We're going to where the cheese is.
Okay.
That's it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
But I'm not allowed to ask the question.
Oh my God, you're allowed to ask the question.
Are we there yet?
Okay. Nope.
You knew deep down in your heart what that question was.
Deep down in your heart, you already knew the question. So you make your way. There doesn't seem to be any more traps. Weston and Bree scored really high on the wits and awareness. So yeah, there doesn't seem to be any more traps. Seems like there may have just been the one. And then you make it down to the end. The end has a door that is extremely kind of weird for this particular section. There is on the side platforms where you would be walking, there is kind of brick overlay on top of, like, it's a wall that you would run into, and the door seems to extend into the liquid mess that is in between the two platforms, and the door itself is made of wood, and it looks like there's iron bars that are kind of welded into the door, and the door itself has like the large kind of semicircle at the top of it. It looks like a really ornate door, but it just, for some reason, it seems to go into the muck itself.
Tremere.
Do we want to see who last used it?
Yes, please.
Plan.
Can I do Sky the Soul then?
You certainly can.
Open the door. It's
Let's
an
see.
emotional residue, but still.
Let's go to Auspex-y stuff.
So many
Spread the
off.
soul.
I just
Intelligence and Auspex.
okay.
There's a lot of intelligence and Auspex rolls.
Yeah, I don't have a high intelligence, which is kind of the funny part about this. Ah, shoot, one fell out.
At some point during this, Weston does go up to Bree and goes, I know I was giving you crap about this, but that was actually awesome. He hands her $100 as a tip for jumping that part out of
Bree just sticks it into her combat boot and was like, Thanks, boss.
I rolled 1 crit, a 7, and a 9, and 2 of these were, and the crit was on the blood die.
All right.
Makes sense. So 3 successes, a crit on the blood. Yeah,
So just the one crit?
just the 1 crit on the blood die.
Okay, so you reach forward, you touch the door, and it's a flash, almost like a memory of your. You can see it being built. You can see the construction of it. You can see that the last person who went through is someone who it almost looks like Sharon, the person who brings people to the land of the dead in Greek mythology. There's like a boat. They have the long oar that they're pushing through. This is weird.
I don't believe in other gods, but it seems that a Greek god used this door.
Recently?
The last person is Sharon. No, Charon.
Charon.
Yeah, Charon.
Karen?
Sharon.
There's a Karen down here?
No, Charon, the Greek god of
Oh!
people
Well,
between.
Sorry. I wasn't expecting to hear that just
There's a
now.
Greek god named Charon.
It threw me off. I'm sorry. Here's $100.
I don't need money.
It's for the parish. It's a donation.
It needs to go through official means, but okay.
Oh, come on. You know you can put that in the... Just...
Can you tell? So, like, that was the last person to go through the door. Can you tell
Yeah.
how long ago that was? Are we talking Greek gods 5 days ago or Greek gods 500 days ago?
It was just a couple of days ago.
No, just a couple of days ago then.
Okay, that's kind of cool. I was expecting gargoyles. I wasn't expecting gods. All
I
right.
will say, when I earlier tried to gather information, I couldn't see past the door.
I'm gonna go up to the door and can I give it a little bit of a inspection to see? I mean, once again, this is the D&D in me. Check for traps, but also like, I guess, how does it open and check to see if it's trapped?
All right. Give me a wits and investigation or a wits and awareness.
I will do what's in awareness. 4, 8, it's 9. Okay, 2.
Don't trust this door now. We'll just get stuck at the door.
No matter where you are, doors are the main enemy. No matter what game you're playing.
Oh god, I once had players who there were doors to a place that were closed and they just presumed the place was closed. I was like, no, they just don't keep the doors open, you dumbasses.
I got 5 successes and 1 is a crit.
5 successes.
And the 1 crit is on my blood dice. I don't remember if that means anything.
Yeah, it's only if it's a crit on a blood die and a crit in the regular die, that would be a messy critical.
Okay.
So yeah, nothing to worry about here so far. Unless you wanted to go crit fishing with a willpower roll.
I mean, if you're going to suggest it, yeah. What do I do?
So you spend a willpower point, and then it would be re-roll up to 3 of the regular dice.
Regular dice. Okay.
I have so many.
That gives me 2 more successes. So 1, 2, 3,
Okay.
4, 5, 6. That's 7 successes with 1 crit.
So no more crits. All right. So that you kind of feel around the door. There's some pretty good ironwork on here. The door itself seems to have like kind of a pressure plate where kind of a normal door handle would be. That doesn't seem like a trap. Like it seems like it's been pushed every once in a while, but someone who hasn't like someone who hasn't dealt with as many traps as you have, they would probably gloss over it as like, okay, that's a trap, don't push that. But you can tell like around the edges there's like kind of worn away parts, like this is basically the push that particular block in, and then the door would open.
I'm going to hover my clawed hand over that spot and look back at everyone and go, we going god fishing?
Is there a, before we do that, out of character, is there a key? Is there any kind of hole in the door?
There is not. It's like a solid wood door, but there's kind of like iron that is welded into it.
Okay, then in character I will say, push away.
Go ahead.
I'll give it a press, and like I'm a character in Skyrim, as soon as I press it, I crouch and I go into, like, I'm ready for an attack mode.
The nun's just still standing, I think. She's like, actually, it's fine.
We all prep in our own ways.
When you press in on that particular block, you can hear like kind of the of like gears moving in the background. You can hear the mild. There's a certain distinct noise that chains make when they're kind of dragged over pulleys, and the doors swing open. And beyond it is more muck, basically. But it kind of looks like the same as the sewer that you just passed through. But in order to get over to the other side, you'd have to kind of duck around the door, unless you wanted to go waist deep in sewage.
Well, Muse doesn't care about the sewage. Muse only cares, are we alone here? Is there anything else
There doesn't
that I
seem
need
to
to
be
worry
anything
about?
else there.
I'll look back at everybody in a, all right, let's go. And I just forge on forward, stealthily, as quiet as possible.
So stealthily, give me a dexterity and
Oh yeah, that's a skill.
stealth.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I was just being descriptive. I actually have a stealth.
You said it's waist deep muck through this door.
Waist deep muck. Yeah. Well, it's like the sewer that you just came through, where there's the two planks on either side where you can step
Oh, okay.
without
Gotcha.
getting too much on you, but you would have to duck into. It's kind of like going around a corner if you're like on a skyscraper on the outside.
Like I'd have to Mission Impossible it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Give me a dex and athletics roll.
I'm going to make a rouse check to increase my dexterity.
Can I do the same?
Yeah, if you
I
want.
was checking.
I barely passed. I got a 6.
Shit, I got 2.
Bree's gonna activate Silence of Death so that she can do that stealthy thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Adeline, you hear Adeline. You should probably eat
Yes?
more.
Later.
Really?
Yes, later. Listen, I did what you told me last time. I will do it later. Kind of in the middle of something, in case you can't tell. There's, frankly, no one to eat around.
Well, there's your companion.
They're not an option.
I'm whittling through this willpower. That was so bad. Like, it was so bad.
So
How bad was it?
I had 1. I was probably gonna fall in.
It's pretty bad.
So what happened for me is that since I'm rolling on 2 hunger dice, I rolled 3 crits
Okay.
and 1 fail.
Oh, thank God. Sorry.
But one of the crits was on a hunger dice because.
So 2 of the crits were on regular dice?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just a regular crit.
Okay.
Yeah, because in the books, it says that would be a messy crit, but you rolled 2 crits by yourself, so it's like, yeah, the beast can take a hike.
There's so many crits right here. It's really pretty to look at.
Aw.
0, 0, 0. It's 4 zeros in a row and then 3 0.
Can I try to use shape changer right now before we go into the muck?
You certainly can.
It's gonna do a rouse, I think.
That is a rouse check, yes.
The last 2 willpower rolls that I've made have paid off. And it happened with this one because I rolled a crit, 2 10s for 4 plus 1 additional for a total of 5 successes.
Yeah, you kind of slip a little bit. Your booty gets stuck on the one side, but then you correct yourself and kind of make your way over to the other side.
And once I do, I will also activate Silence of Death.
Okay.
For my stealth check, I did use 2 of my gifted. Thank you so much for donating dice. I got 4 successes and 1 crit on a blood dice.
Alrighty.
And that was an 8 for the rouse check.
Okay. You do not get hungrier.
And Bree did the Dex and Athletics, got 6 successes with a crit. So she's silent, and she, I hope, managed to get on that little ledge.
Oh, yeah. With 6 successes, that's easy enough to do.
I'm gonna shift into a big rat that is. I'm not very large in my own size, but as much as that would take to be similar to my size.
Okay. So you kind of readjust yourself as you kind of sink down into your clothing. Actually, your clothing switches with you.
Oh, no clothed giant rats?
No.
No clothes.
I think you can decide.
Ooh. No clothes giant rat.
No, come on.
So
Clothed-
no Master Splinter?
No.
We're in a sewer, though.
Yeah, if there's more donations, I'll allow it.
Come on, somebody just donate $20. Give us.
We all get shape change and turn toward turtles, except for Oren.
So you readjust. There's a little bit of cracking. Your body forms into that of a giant rat. And the rest of you don't hear this unless you have animalism level 2. But Oren hears kind of like the toys in Toy Story, like the ooh. You're one of us now.
The claws are master.
The claw. Well, Muse has the claws, so the claw.
Can I still communicate with the other ratties
Yeah. Oh,
without
yeah.
speaking? Okay. Yes, but I am a big one, and so I am still in charge. Let's go. And I start going into the.
Yeah. They're the boss. That. Follow the big one. Rats have a hierarchy.
Follow the leader.
Yeah.
Hard to argue with size.
They know where the cheese is.
Cheese
I do know where the cheese
master.
Sorry. Someone said something.
Cheese master. That was
Cheese.
We're all just taking a moment to think
Someone
about
said
cheese.
cheese master.
I said cheese master.
just a nice charcuterie plate.
I miss cheese so much.
Lunchables are just charcuterie boards for kids.
I
Aw.
want good Brie. I love Brie.
All right, so you all make your way to the other side of this particular door, and there seems to be like a shorter bit of sewer beyond that. And when you see at the end of it, because I believe Muse has the red eyes of the protein power, there's in the wall, there's like the, metal sectional ladder that would lead up to something above, which seems to be, it doesn't seem to be a regular manhole cover. It is round, but it seems to be one of the ones that is like metal, but it would open kind of like in two half moons once you get up to a certain point.
Do we think we're under the church? I asked my party, my coterie.
Do you want me to check?
I would look at Adeline. I'm like, well, you're the. I don't think any noise would come from me because I have silence of death. But I would just kind of look at Adeline and just go,
Can I check if we're under the church? I don't know how to do that besides clairvoyance.
You would probably, based upon where St. Lawrence Market is and how far you think you've walked, you would pretty much, for Orin, Muse, Bree, and possibly Theta, you would probably be able to figure it out. Weston would be like, I didn't pay anyone to get us this far, so yeah.
I don't go to church.
I was elected to lead, not to read. Actually, no, I literally can't pay attention. That's the problem.
So yeah, you're thinking that this would probably be almost directly under the church.
Okay. Yeah, we are. Where are the Tremere? I think is the question now.
Well, let's find out. I'm going to climb the ladder and I'm going to try to very quietly open one half of the two halves so that
Okay.
I can listen and poke my head up.
Give me a wits and awareness.
Sure.
From everyone or just from Muse?
It would be just for Muse, because Muse is the one pushing open the door.
One thing I've noticed about vampire, it's mostly wits and awareness rolls.
It is, yeah.
And I keep doing horrible, and I'm on my last set of extra dice here because I'm supposed to be really good at this. This is supposed to be my job. Okay, that's better. That's better. 2, 4, 7 successes. 1 is a crit.
7 successes.
Yes.
You open the one half, and you peer up using your supernatural vision at the moment, and you can't see anything. It seems like this may be kind of like a room for extra storage, where there's like it looks almost like mannequins, but you could, upon second glance, you can tell that these are statues that are kind of covered in plastic, and there's wraparound so that they don't get dust on them. There's like same sort of thing. There's a whole bunch of essentially plastic around you, but it's all covering like either statues or maybe like a pulpit type thing, just to make sure that, if they need to come in for anything, that it seems like they're able to dust it off fairly easily rather than do a massive amount of work redusting or dusting everything. But it doesn't seem like super packed, but it seems like they've been using this particular room for storage for quite some time.
And can I see any exits from this room?
There are 2 exits from where the one half opened. If you look directly from where you are in the ladder, straight ahead, it would be one door. And over to the left of where you are, there would be kind of a double door that doesn't seem super fancy. It just seems like it's a double door.
Okay. I'm going to quietly open up the other half and continue on up slowly and carefully on the assumption that my coterie are going to see that I'm continuing and follow. And then when I get up into the room, I want to move to the single door and just be next to the door, keeping an ear out for noise, talking, anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
And everyone else is following suit?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so give me a wits and awareness for everyone.
I was gonna ask, can I roll clairvoyance for the area?
Yes.
Okay.
So here's the
that-
thing. I don't have any dots in awareness.
I also do not.
Yeah, that's fine. You can still make the roll. Just straight up wits.
All right. This one die, which
Just
I'm
the-
assuming it's going to be my one hunger die.
Yeah.
Is this just fun?
Jesus. That's 2 successes, 1 failure.
I got 5 successes, and oh no, those are 9s. Okay, I was like, and I crit on hunger dice again, but no, I don't have any crits. So 5 successes.
I'm gonna use willpower to reroll 3 because I just rolled really bad.
All
I
right.
passed. I got a 9 on my one die. So.
Okay. For the
I blew a. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You go first.
I said I blew a willpower and still only got 1 success.
I got 2 successes for the clairvoyance and the intelligence. There we go. That's how it goes. The clairvoyance roll.
Okay. So it was 1 success for Bree. Oren, how'd you do?
2 successes, 1 failure.
2 successes. Weston.
I mean, of my one dice, I rolled a 9.
Okay, that's a success. And Muse, I believe you got way more than everybody else. Yeah, 5.
I 8 dice.
I have all my dots in wits and awareness, so.
So for Adeline, you once again kind of try to supernaturally open your senses to what it is that's going on around you in this particular area. But there's something wrong. You're kind of not really getting, you can't really focus on anything. It kind of seems like there's a lot of static in this room. Like you can't focus on anything for some reason.
I don't like that.
For everyone else, yeah, there's a lot of dust in here. For Muse, when you go up to the door to listen, when you're kind of like just about to press your ear up against it, there's something over here. And it looks like an outline of someone in the rock.
So like someone is in the wall?
It looks that way. It looks like it's maybe, it kind of looks like it's chiseled into the wall. But it doesn't. There's no part of it that is out as if somebody like chiseled it in. It just looks like there's an outline. Maybe it's a drawing. You can't quite tell. It's like 7 feet tall, roughly.
I do have access to Earth Meld. I know that I can't do that in worked stone,
Right.
but does that give me enough knowledge of being able to just like meld into things that I think that there's someone actually in this wall?
That would be an intelligence and occult roll.
Okay. Oh, that's not my best.
One question is, does Muse let us know?
I
All
think,
us big, dumb, unaware people.
I think you would have seen me scamper on up, open the door from the sewer, scamper over to the door to start to listen, and then I wouldn't have said anything yet, but now you see me come back, and I'm giving the wall this look. But I haven't said anything yet.
I kind of go behind one of the. So I still have a vantage point. So to see everybody else, but enough that I'm kind of covered up by one of these covered up plastic dummies, and I activate Cloak of Shadows.
That is a rouse check for Cloak of Shadows.
I got 3 successes on my 3 dice.
That is a success.
You, for Muse, you think you've heard of something like this? Something, I don't know, somebody mentioned something about something that happened once in the Dark Ages. This might be one of those things. But what did they say? It was like a gangrel. No, gangrel's you. Gargoyle?
Yeah, you watch. Muse goes from what the hell to ooh, and then I'll look back down at whoever is below me, still hasn't come on up, and I will mouth.
And Bree will look in the general direction of Weston, where she thought he was.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right
just
there.
Thank you.
I would have followed up because I still had, at the time, I still had Silence of Death on, so I would have gone up. So I'm in the room with Muse.
Yeah.
I just would have eased behind one of those and just immediately gone invisible once I realized what was happening. Just like,
Yeah, so Bree's just like mouthing this to a general direction of something that's not there.
That's fair.
I literally just saw me hit the.
So Weston is the only one in the room with me, and the 3 of you are still down in the sewer?
No, I think we've all come up.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I think
Because
everybody.
we all, if you mouth gargoyle, can I try to like scry the soul to see if there's an aura coming off of the thing? I don't know if that's a roll or not.
Sure.
No idea which my things are rolls or not.
Scry the Soul, I believe, is. Scry the Soul is a rouse check, yes.
Cool.
So it's intelligence and aspects versus their composure and subterfuge. Gargoyles are not the most subterfugey people on the planet.
Okay, well, I failed my hunger roll. That's nice. I don't like that. I'm at 3 hunger. At some point, I'm going to start bleeding.
Adeline.
Stigmata.
No. I am in a church. Definitely no.
You should eat
In a church.
a parishioner. Just something.
There's probably no parishioners in this church, so no.
Can I skitter up next to Muse and have all the little ones follow me? Very excited.
Yeah, there's a large rat that goes up next to Muse with a bunch of smaller rats.
As you skitter up next to me, I will once again, in kind of that glee that shouldn't be there.
Can't mouth things, but like tiny little hands are like, oh my god.
Just me invisible watching a ROS walk through the damn.
Rodents of unusual size? I don't believe they exist.
No, they definitely do now. Oh. Did you say intelligence or wits, by the way?
Intelligence and aspects, I believe.
There's so many dice.
Yeah, the difficulty for this one is 1. So if you wanted to just take half.
Yeah, I mean, even if I don't take half, I already succeeded. So yeah, I'll just take half because I have to roll 7 dice for that. So
Okay, yeah. So you get 3 successes. You blink a few times, like, and the kind of the haze, the staticky haze that was over you when you were trying to do clairvoyance, kind of disappears, and you can see Muse in front of you, and there's a large rat beside that. Both have kind of the palish aura of kindred, and Bree is there, and you can't see Weston. Weston seems to have disappeared, but
cool.
there's a thing on the wall that's about 7 feet tall.
Oh no.
It also has a aura around it that is pale, that denotes that it is a vampire of some kind.
I think Adeline is going to turn to look at Muse and go, just kind of like, try her best to mouth like, "Are gargoyles vampires?" In a church, it's a good time to do it.
I'm gonna look over at this point at the gargoyle and just wave at it and see if it responds. Or the creature in the wall, whatever this is.
Initially, the thing in the wall, it kind of has like the horns, kind of looks a little bit like a tiefling, but it seems to have wings on it. And the eyes are closed, but you wave, you're like, and the eyes open, and it starts to, you can see kind of it pressing out of the wall, moving towards you, and it's kind of like reaches out and pushes on the wall. It looks like it's made of stone. It looks like you can hear kind of the of like moving stone on stone, kind of, it's pushing out.
Can we see a way around this thing in the wall? Like to get around it?
It's right beside the door where Muse was just about to listen to see if there
That
was
would have been
Okay.
the single door, and then there's the double door.
Yeah.
Yes. So there's no way really to get to that door without having that gargoyle block us, pretty much.
Well,
That's what
Muse
we're
is
thinking.
right beside that door. Like if
Okay.
if Muse wanted to, they could push the door open if they.
And if I think it'll come to that, I will. But at this moment, she still thinks, I don't know if this is a friendly creature or not. And it saw us come in the room, obviously. We didn't make any noise, so.
Got it.
Yeah, but I mean,
And then you waved at it.
if it was gonna see us in the room, I didn't need to wave at it. It saw us, right? Maybe it's friendly. Who knows?
Dear God,
I mean,
help me.
you could try giving it scritches and see if it likes it.
I mean,
Bree's
that's plan B. Plan A is talk to it. Plan B is scritches. Plan C is fight it. And then I'll look back at this gargoyle and say, hey, friend.
And it's moving its leg out from the door or from the wall, and it's puts it. You can hear like a loud as it puts its foot down on the ground, and it is reaching out, and it is aggressively looks like it's about to attack Muse.
Oh, then I will open the door, get into a stance, and fight back. Nope, not friend.
So what is everyone doing?
Ooh.
As
I'm
soon
fighting a
as
gargoyle.
as soon as I
Yeah.
see aggressive posture, I move, breaking cloak of shadows, and I unload on it.
Oren, what is the rodent of unusual size up to?
I think just before maybe it started coming out, I think I just would have said to the rats, like, there is a possibility that we will have to do some bad things to some mean people to
Mhm.
get to the food. Will you do that alongside me?
Give me a charisma or manipulation an animal can roll.
Oh, God.
Because they're all like, we want cheese, but I don't know if we want to fight for the cheese.
Okay, that is 2, 6. Nope, that's 4 failures, 1 success. 4 failures, 1 success.
They're like, I guess we could do whatever you're gonna do.
That's good enough. That's enough. That's good enough.
Yes, but you're
Feel
gonna
like
have to
the-
give us a lot of cheese at the end of this.
I will give you more cheese than you know what to do with.
I mean,
Do
We're
we
not-
understand Oren's portion of the conversation?
you do not, because Oren
Oh.
is currently a rodent of
That's
unusual
right. 'cause
size.
You
they're-
just see,
they're
you just see, but very like
There's
humanoid
like a-
hands going like, and this, and this. Tiny, tiny.
This
hands.
is what the hundreds of dollars that Weston is giving you is for.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the
Please.
rats are kind of like, we don't understand why you guys keep like giving plastic to each other, but we're fairly sure that's kind of a barter system, and we don't think you have enough plastic to barter for a lot of cheese.
It's not. You. You've got it all wrong. You've got it all wrong. You've got to trust me, though.
Do
We
it.
have the right.
Wait, no. Are you sure?
I swear to you all, I'm not going to leave you hungry. We need your assistance.
Right. So you're going first, right?
And yes, and you can follow me and heed the words from the big rat.
Right. Okay, so it is reaching for Muse.
Okay.
Adeline, what are you doing during all
think-
of this?
Adeline is backing up and getting guns ready to just start shooting.
Okay.
I don't think it will do much, but hopefully it does something.
Hopefully. Bree, what are you up to?
Bree would have packed that sledgehammer, or at least a mini version thereof, into her backpack. So she's probably going to be putting down the baseball bat, pulling the sledgehammer out, and getting prepared to soaring leap on top of this thing's head.
Okay. So let's go kind of
I would-
a circle operations. Sorry, you were going to say?
I'll say I would like to retract my unload on it, simply because first thing I'm going to try and do is talk my way out of this.
I suppose
going-
that's fair.
Yeah, I'm going to try to appeal to the fact that it is currently being controlled by masters, because I figure I'm smart enough to have heard things about these, that some of them have broken away from the Tremere and do their own thing.
Yeah.
I will try to appeal to the point of, you can find your own, you can be with your own, you don't have to listen to them anymore. Most people don't even like the Tremere, and I'm sure you don't. You're being a puppet. Think, Mark. Think. I'm doing that whole thing.
Look at what they have to do just to get a fraction of our
Fraction
power.
of. They created you because they weren't strong enough.
Give me a charisma and let's say, trying to think of what would be the good one for that. Just trying to talk somebody into
I feel like at this point it would be, can I
persuasion.
offer advantage because I didn't attack it at first? I just waved and was friendly to it. Like, does that help at all?
A little bit. So let's go with persuasion and charisma for Weston.
Just for my own edification. By the way, thank you for the donation. I only got the extra dice for that one time, right? Or did I get
Yeah.
2 of those? Okay, just the one. Okay. Just
Well,
wanted to
you,
make
you
sure.
got 2 because Muse gave you 1.
Right. I'm going to use that. Yeah. No. I'm backtracking that. I heard that wrong. It's the right amount of dice that I have now.
Yeah.
You got this.
Oh, thank God for that crit. Move those fails out of here. Let's see. Do I want to use? Right now, it's 6 successes.
6 successes. It's reaching for Muse, but then it's like it pauses, and it's looking back and forth, like it's confused at this particular point. So if you have any like presence or dominate powers that you might want to kick in.
Oh, I will absolutely. Let's see. I only put one dot in presence. So I could activate awe if that'll help anything. If
That
not, I will
would
totally.
actually help.
I would act. Oh, yeah, I would have activated awe to start that. Then
In that case, you would what 7 successes? I think you said
6.
6.
Yeah.
So yeah, roll your presence level as extra dice.
Okay. Well, yeah. That didn't help. With my one dot in presence, that didn't help.
So yeah, it's pausing.
Come on, man. Do you really want to be the person in charge of securing a warehouse, or do you want to just like, well, not be free? You're kind of a walking masquerade breach, but freer than this. You can kind of find your own place, take care of it, or even get partnered up with someone, like help them take care of stuff. Less so the whole do what I say because I say it, more because you do what you want to do, and maybe you're a part of a team.
Is anyone else kind of hopping in and trying to help convince?
I think Adeline will, and Adeline will kind of go, terrible route probably to go with on this, but like, you're a gargoyle, you are a generally seen as a protector of good and holy places. Like, do you want to be siding with that which isn't really good or holy and is like keeping you stuck in a place that maybe you don't want to be in truly? We clearly are a ragtag, weird looking group. You could, and we try our best to help out people. You could come help, but like, you could come join us and help out people. You could go, like, even though you maybe wouldn't always be able to fly, you could go hang out on the parapets of the church. Those are pretty. You can see the sun from there and be with other gargoyles. There's tons of gargoyles on the parapets of the church.
I've got a tech company. I can get you a switch. I can get you a phone. We can hook you up. I can definitely figure out a way to get you a phone that you can work with those, man. I could definitely figure that out.
Orin or Bree, are you piling on to this social experiment?
And everyone pretend I said a totally non-suable thing.
Bree is just
legally distinct.
Bree is looking at the rest of them and basically just like completely flabbergasted that they're trying to talk to a gargoyle. So she's kind of staying out of it. They do what they do well. So
every time someone speaks up to make their point and add their voice, I'm just gonna like
with the little hand of the rodent of his usual size.
You get the rats to cheer, like, yeah.
I slip $100 to the big rat.
Oh my god. I have nowhere to put it, so I put it in my mouth.
See? Plastic. Like plastic for cheese.
No, not plastic. It's a whole monetary. Just I'll explain it later.
It's cotton, you uncultured swine.
They're not swines, they're rodents.
Muse is helping out in this particular social experiment?
She would try if she sees that the talking is working, because she's kind of gone into this, all right, are we tangoing? Let's do this stance.
It is definitely like, it's lowering its hand.
Yeah.
Because it's this verbal assault is seemingly working. It's kind of like,
I'll stay in the defensive ready stance and say, I mean, you were just really cool. Come on, let's chat.
buddy. Make friends. Make friends.
You have no idea how excited I was to meet one of you when we heard that one of you might be here.
I open my gross mouth and pull out the $100 and just offer it as like a.
It's got like the rat indents of the front teeth in it.
Destroy things for friendship, not for because they said to do it.
So this is going to be a combined roll of everyone. Let's go with a charisma and persuasion for everybody, and we're going to tabulate up all the successes and see how much you have swayed this particular gargoyle.
A little bit.
I'm gonna rouse that charisma, I think. If I can.
One
I
die.
cannot risk a rouse. I'm gonna start bleeding soon.
I had success on that. So.
I had one die, but it was a 7.
Can I use the willpower to reroll some? for
Yeah,
This one? Okay.
I'm gonna do the same. And use
anything
willpower
but
to
hunger
reroll.
dice.
Cool.
Up to 3.
That's fine. My 2 successes are on my hunger dice thus far.
That's useful.
Okay. Ooh.
Okay. Okay, I got.
This seems important enough that I should. I got 1 willpower left after doing this.
I'm on 2. I got 4 successes.
4 successes.
I got 4 successes, but 2 of them were crits, but 1 of them was on my hunger die and 1 of them wasn't.
Okay.
Don't know what that means.
One of them on hunger die, one not for crits.
Yeah.
So that is a messy critical. So regardless, you're getting hungrier.
Oh, come on. Okay, well, I start
Oh.
bleeding at this point.
If anybody wants to donate in the chat, you can actually lower hunger.
Come on, help us be friends with the gargoyle.
Yeah, you just see blood, like, you just see Adeline begin to, cry blood.
Oh no.
Bree
Because-
having the same particular affliction as Theta actually pulls out of her backpack a piece of t-shirt and gives it to Theta.
Because it's particularly gross to me. I rolled 6 successes, by the way.
Okay.
I don't like the sight of blood coming out of her eyes. I unhitch my.
Nope.
Do it. It's gross. It's
No.
gross.
No. Not drinking from another person.
I hold out my little rat arm.
Technically, I'm not a person. Technically,
I
I'm not a person. If you want to get technical.
Can I pick up one of the rats?
If you want.
I'd rather it be me.
It works. It works in all the video games, children.
That's true. It does. Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna turn around to them and just say, I need one of you to be very brave.
Question: would there have been any I don't know, Vitae lollipops or anything like that left over from Oren's stash anywhere?
I mean, there's also the fact that I am a bagger. I definitely
Me too.
probably have an extra bag on
Yeah.
me that I could give.
My
yeah.
thing is that I technically can't do it non-consensually.
I mean, technically they consented to giving blood to the blood bank.
This is true. If you have a blood bag, otherwise I'll take a rat.
I definitely
you-
would not have come down here without some type of means to feed because I don't like biting people because I don't like touching people. Which
Yeah.
says how much I care about Adeline that I was allowing her to bite
Aw,
me.
that's sweet. Yeah, Adeline's gonna be like, no.
Yeah, I would have given
This
you
is
a
under
bag.
coercion. No.
Here's a
so
bag.
Weston would open up the jacket and there's like a hidden pocket of like a blood bag or two, and he pulls one out.
Like I definitely have one of those kingpin suits where it's definitely lined with like
Yeah.
extra protection. So there's nothing. Like, oh, so this is why you never get hurt. Yeah, my suit's lined with Kevlar.
Yeah, I'll take the bag then. How do I clear hunger? I'm forgetting.
For the, is it a PDF?
For the what?
Is your character sheet on a form fillable PDF?
Yeah.
Yeah. You click the hunger once again.
I can't click it.
Oh.
Like, how do I? Oh, how many do you clear when you take a
For this, it would be you just drop one hunger.
Okay.
Just enough to make you stop bleeding.
Yeah, I'll stop bleeding from that.
That's all I wanted. I've been lucky enough with all my rouse checks that I've passed them all, so I'm still at 1 hunger.
I'm at 3.
And yeah, I know. I got lucky, and now I won't be lucky ever again because I said it out loud.
That's the way it works.
So how did everybody do on the persuasion rolls? 4, 3
successes.
4. So that's 11, 12, and Weston. How much?
6.
6. 18 total. Yeah.
What a persuasive group.
Yeah. The gargoyle lowers his hand completely. He's like, I'm gonna need a place to stay.
I can set that up.
All right.
I can either get you your own place, or as the sister said, you can. She's a part of a church of her own. You would be free to walk around. I'm sure, sister. I'm sure there are other of your clan there that would be welcoming.
We can work something out.
But also, I can get you your own haven outside of that place. That's completely fine. That's something we can work out between us.
Yeah, I would prefer my own place.
Oh, I got you. Come on, man. I got you. It's Western Shade, baby. I got stuff. No, I don't do that.
He knows who you are.
Huh?
I don't think he knows who you are.
He's
I
got you.
I know.
I vouch. I vouch. He's got you.
I got you.
Anyway, hey, nice to meet you. I'm Muse.
Barnabas.
Quick, name this gargoyle.
Barnabas?
Barnabas.
Barnabas. Oh, it's a great name.
Nice to meet you, Barnabas.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna be honest. We're here, and I'm whispering all of this. We're looking for a thing. I mean, it's super cool that we met you, and we're super happy to help you. But the reason we're here is we're looking for a manuscript. You have any idea where that might be?
No.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. Anything we should watch out for, or are you just guarding this room?
Yes.
Are there any more of creatures like of other kindred like yourself?
No.
Good to know. Well, anybody asks, obviously, you didn't see us, and there's a haven for you waiting on the other side.
Yeah.
I'll give him directions, like, hey, all right, go down this way, go through the sewers, go out there, watch out for this trap, that kind of thing. Go hang out there. There's probably going to be a guy named Bob. Tell him you're with us, if you want to wait there. Super cool.
I've just whispered to Muse, he is not going to. Okay, Bob could fit in the truck. He is not going to fit that
Figure something
Smaller
out.
than Bob.
What about Bob?
He's smaller than Bob.
He's made of stone. There's no way he's under 1,200 pounds. There's no way he's under 1,200 pounds. No way.
We'll figure that out.
I thought your car was customized.
Okay, don't. You know what? We'll test it out. Don't do that to me. No, I can't not rise to a challenge. Anyway, let's go get the damn thing.
Pride is indeed a sin.
I've given my directions. I would now like to swoop back to the door, the thing that I was originally trying to do before we befriended Barnabas, and listen at door.
Wits and awareness.
Okay.
To the sister, I would just respond. We are in very nature a sin, sister.
Let's not add on to them then. Why don't we?
There's other doors, right? You said there's another pair of double doors.
Yeah, there is. No, there's the double doors that I believe Muse is at. I believe you went with the double doors or just the singular door.
I went with the single door
Okay.
because that was the one
Yeah,
straight
yeah.
across.
There is the double doors that are on the opposite end of that particular room.
Okay, I'll wait till after. Yeah.
I got 5 successes, 2 crits.
Got 2 10s together.
Yes.
That counts as 4.
Yeah, that's 4.
Oh, okay. So 7. Did I do that math right?
So it's
I got
4...
5 successes and 2 of them were crits, so that
Yeah,
makes it
7.
7.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, baby
s-
vampire.
So you put your ear up to the door, and it you can hear like rustling on the other side. Seems like maybe rustling paper.
Like an office, like someone sitting at a desk shuffling paper kind of thing.
Yeah, it seems that way.
All right. I'll see that Orin is heading for the other doors, and I'll just kind of wait and mouth, office? Someone is in there. I'm mouthing.
I'm going to. I guess. I mean, I'm try to. There's no like again peephole in the door, is there?
No, this is just
Okay.
It seems like kind of a medieval type door, but it is just a regular wood door.
Can I try listening?
Sure, wits and awareness.
Maybe it shouldn't be me.
Still riding high on the fact that we talked down a gargoyle that I accidentally created.
Accidentally summoned.
I'm more powerful than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Once
Now you
more,
need-
pride is a sin.
You need to summon us some cheese for all these rats that Orin has.
2 successes, 2 failures.
2 successes. Can't quite hear anything. Like there seems to be maybe the gargoyle behind you is. Thanks for the raid, critical drinking. It's always appreciated. We're doing a Jasper's Game Day thing. I'm gonna put Jasper's in the chat. This is gonna get loud. We're trying to raise money for Jasper's Game Day, and we are close to another giveaway. At 300, we have a giveaway. So, Orin is listening at the door, the double door, and maybe the gargoyle moved. It's sort of like it's moving a bit, like it's shifting its weight, and you can hear kind of the stone on stone grinding of it, and you can't quite hear anything. Maybe the door is too thick. Maybe that's the problem. But yeah, you just can't quite hear what's going on the other side of the door.
I'd turn back around to Muse and shake my head.
I look at everybody else to see if they have a preference for which door. 'Cause Muse is starting to get antsy again.
I can take a gamble at trying to hear it.
Well, do we want to
Yeah,
gamble or
both.
do we want to just go?
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo? Or why not both? Open them up, see what comes out at us.
I mean, we're still going to have to get info from someone to figure out where the manuscript is anyway, since with Barnabas doesn't know.
Sounds good. I'm going to open the door, the single door leading to the place where there's a person. And then immediately crouch in Skyrim ready to leap at something stance.
I think I
Okay.
just pulled out guns.
So Adelaide is coming up with the guns. Weston, what are you doing on this particular?
I still have my weapon
You do.
drawn. It never went away. But I'll slightly crouch. I'll do my best to stealth in.
All right.
That
You
was-
also, I believe, you can activate Silence of Death.
Yes.
Okay. So, uh, how are you? Muse is opening the door and then crouching.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try to open it. I'm gonna go quick silent with it. I'm not gonna try to like slowly because I'm at this point gonna assume whoever's on the other side can probably see or hear us or has heard Barnabas. So I'm gonna do like the quick open and then gauge what's going on.
Okay.
A quick breach. You open and I follow behind.
A little bit,
with
yeah.
just like guns.
Like
And then the
as
double guns.
quietly as possible, just in case we happen to be stealthy.
right.
Does
Bree?
Bree still have Bree still have Silence of Death on? Or do I have to
You would not have. Actually, no.
Okay.
You didn't actually say anything with the gargoyle, did you?
No.
Yeah,
No, I
yours
didn't.
would still be up. Weston would have had to
Um,
drop his in order to talk the gargoyle into accepting a deal.
Yeah, Bree was just basically kind of, cheering everybody on in all this kind of in her silent way because she really didn't know how to talk to a gargoyle. So the moment the door is open, though, Bree is going to, with Silence of Death, use Blink to get in as close as possible to the person that's in there while not actually having that person see her. So basically have that person facing away from Bree.
Okay.
So I think that's a rouse check if I remember
That
correctly.
is, in fact, a rouse check.
And that is a pass. I'm passing these rouse checks today. That's good. So yeah, Bree is like right behind. So everybody can see Bree except this person.
So you're trying to go behind them?
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much.
So Muse goes in first, crouches. Weston goes in, and then Adeline goes in with the guns. Orin, are you going in full rat form? Rodents of unusual size?
Yeah, full rat form. I'm gonna stay in the rat form
Okay.
and keep to the back of everyone. Yeah.
Hey, what's behind that door? What's going on? Why are we, is there cheese there? There's a lot of
Oh
cheese.
my god.
I can't smell the cheese, though.
No, it's not yet. I told you it's not yet. We've got things to do first, and then we get to the cheese. I will tell you when we're close to the cheese.
I wish so much that I could understand this. I would probably say that it's probably not cheese. It probably is crackers. This is an old church.
There's wafers.
Yeah, there's
There's
wafers.
The communion wafers.
Get a whole pack of rats sloshed on communion wine.
Listen.
Living the life.
Yep.
This is why we play tabletop RPGs, people.
No, we
Exactly.
play tabletop RPGs to get rats drunk, obviously.
Obviously.
World of Darkness or World
Oh
of
my God.
Drunkenness?
So
Litness.
the rest of you hear from Orin looking back at this big pile of rats, just like. And then there's like the argument that's seemingly going back and forth where they're like, yeah, I have a question.
Yes, yep.
Are we there yet?
What I don't want to hear again is that from any of you.
Well, that's rude.
Okay, no, look. It's just lots of little squeaks that get louder and louder, and then
Yeah.
the big one looking a little annoyed, and then they get quieter again, and then they start again
Yeah.
over and over in a cycle.
So, Muse goes in, and then followed by Weston, Theta, and there's like a gush of wind that kind of goes around you. And when you go in, there's someone who they look exasperated. They're like kind of stamping down paper that seems to have kind of been kicked up in a wind. And Bree is standing behind an older looking gentleman that is holding these papers down. And he's like, what's going, who are you?
Is he dressed like a priest?
He is not. He is,
Okay.
well, depending on what you consider priestly robes.
Okay, as long as he's not if he's not
not
dressed
wearing-
like a priest from Adeline's parish.
He is not. He's wearing robes, but they are definitely kind of more Tremere in slant than they are from like anything church related.
If it's just him in the room, since I see Bree behind him, I'll let Silence of Death go. I was like, "Hi, we're here to talk to you about our Lord and Savior." I'm joking. Where the hell is the manuscript?
What manuscript? What? What do you mean?
The Voynich Mary. Is that, am I saying it right? The Voynich.
Yeah.
Voynich
Voynich.
manuscript?
Yes, the Voynich manuscript.
But that
I hear you took it from someone and didn't belong to you at the time.
I didn't take anything. That was Cassius.
Bree at this point is going to kind of swivel from out behind him, right in front of him.
Well,
And where would we find
you here?
Cassius? Hi.
Hello,
he was in,
Bree.
How would we find Cassius then?
he's gone to Vancouver.
So the manuscript has gone with him?
No, he left it here.
Okay, so where's the manuscript?
Thanks for the raid, Marlet Games. The manuscript is it's in our vault, which is just over here.
Please show it to us.
And
And
open
again-
the vault.
First of all,
And
who are you?
We are a third unaffiliated party.
As he's saying this, hey, look, it's in the vault. It's in there. Is there like a detect lying check? Is there I have insight. Can I tell if this Tremere is lying to us?
Yeah. Do an intelligence and insight.
Okay.
I would say let's just say we were hired secondary to someone else. So if there is reprisal, it's not against us. It's against the employers. Just letting you know that we are unaffiliated. In fact, at a later date, maybe you hire us to go get it back for you. I don't know who's to say.
Weston is
Not
just
particularly
explaining the fine print of the contract. Now, if you look here under Clause C, you can clearly see that we were hired by somebody else.
I got 2 successes.
2 successes. He seems to be telling the truth, but he definitely seems reluctant to lead you to over where they are holding said manuscript.
Okay. As long as it seems like he's not giving us a fast one, I will just let the conversation continue and be crouched wary for more people to come.
Also, just a random question to your question. If we open that vault, is it going to be some weird magic thing that like traps us in our own mind or something like that?
I was actually going to say he should open the vault.
Yeah, you should open the vault. Thank you, sister.
I don't know why I should open the vault for you. Who are you? Why are you here? Like,
I just explained who we are. We're an unaffiliated third party that was hired to abscond with this said thing. We would prefer to do this without anyone getting hurt or perhaps meeting the final death or any other thing that could end up just any untoward things.
I'm going to do a roll. And I would like you to do the same.
Okay.
Our rolls are different.
Hey, if anybody wants to donate, you can subtract 2 dice from Steve's rolls.
That is true.
That would be awesome right about
That is
now.
also true.
Or add
it,
to
do
Weston's
it.
roll.
Or
you
add
could
to
do
Weston's
either.
roll. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's that as well.
Good timing.
What is my role that I'm doing?
Big Dad Industries is like, how do I boost Steve's rolls? You cannot. We have a bunch of new players for Vampire the Masquerade, so I didn't want to have it be plus and minus for everybody. But you can, if you want to boost my rolls, you can,
Do nothing.
do.
Just do nothing.
I was just gonna say, like, if you want to donate like $100, I could add some to the rolls. So I'm gonna get from you a charisma and persuasion. We're gonna go with that roll again. And since everybody's kind of dogpiling on, let's do the same for everybody else.
Charisma and persuasion.
Charisma and persuasion, yes. Or maybe, due to the fact that you have weaponry, if you have intimidation, that could probably substitute.
I got no successes.
I would also say, as soon as I went to my spiel, I would have turned all on again. Would that tie into this, or does it not work on this particular kindred?
So that was a $40 donation to remove 2 from this roll.
Ooh.
So I'm going to roll that again on my end. Thank you for the donation.
Yes,
Mr.
Thank you.
Mr., Miss, or Mix Anonymous, whoever you happen to be.
I'm gonna use a
Thank you.
Storyteller
That's me.
would all do anything against this particular person, kindred?
All would add.
I would I would activate all with this.
You would add your presence rating, which I believe is 1.
Yeah, it's just one. I literally just use all or don't. Everything else, I mess with people's minds.
And for everybody who is in the chat, we are only $45 away from the next giveaway, which is a $10 Elderwood Academy gift card.
Rolling these individually, I don't trust them to roll all together.
Wow.
I don't trust it.
Hey, if it's working, go for it.
Okay, that was all right. I dig it. Because I did roll an actual crit, so that's a total of 7 successes.
7 successes? Okay.
Yes.
Same here.
7 successes?
Yeah.
Nice. So Adeline and Weston, 7. Oren, how'd you do? 2. So that's 16 total. Bree. 2. 18. Muse.
Big fat 0.
Oh, any ones on the hunger dice? This is where
No,
it would come into play.
I literally rolled 4 3s and a 2.
Oh,
I haven't spoken during this entire encounter. I'm just still in ready crouch mode.
It would add a bit more to the intimidation to see someone coming in with the feral weapons out.
If I could be intimidating, sure.
oh, you're just cute. It's like the cat claws.
Oh no.
But there is no toe beans in this particular cat claws.
Yes, they are.
There are toe beans. There's claws there too.
So he's like, but I will tell you what. How about we make a deal?
What kind of deal?
What do we get out of a deal?
You want the manuscript.
We don't want the manuscript.
Whoever,
We're just here to get them. There you go. Yeah.
Whoever happens to want the manuscript. A major boon.
To tell you who?
No, to get the manuscript.
They'd owe you a major boon?
No, you would owe me a major boon.
Whew.
That sounds too easy.
I'd probably get in a fair chunk of trouble with the Tremere hierarchy if I misplaced the manuscript.
Could you allow me a small sidebar?
Feel free.
Now, and I just kind of huddle up. You know,
I keep my eyes on this one.
But yeah, yes, that's the only reason why I.
There's the huddle, and then like Muse like pokes up, like just keeping an eye on him.
I'm in the huddle, but backwards. So I'm listening, but I'm still just like.
Like, even if, okay, so we're getting a major boon out of this. I prefer to do this without fighting anybody. How about we owe him a major boon, and then for our major boon that we turn in, he has to perform the major boon that we would have owed, and then we still get the minor
That would
boons
be
that we
my
would have gotten.
thought.
We still get the minor boons.
I'm okay with that. It feels too easy. It feels like these Tremere are always so cagey. Really,
I'm aware, but this
I'm curious which
it's so
faction of
fact.
Premier he works for.
Every group of kindred out there, it's always gonna feel too easy. We're all freaking. I'll even throw myself in there, kind of, sort of, like a little bit underneath where all of you are, but we're all kind of cagey. Not you, Muse. Muse, you're perfect.
I just nod.
Leaning
Never
back
met her
into the
wife.
I am perfect.
I've literally never met her wife. I don't know what you're talking about. She is completely cagey.
So we're good with the might. We've done this with no bloodshed. If this has all been diplomatic, which is my thing, I'm all for it. I'm down to take some people out if we have to, but if we don't have to, I'm cool. I'm cool with finagling it, so we still get small boons.
I'm okay with it as long as he doesn't screw us over. I'm okay with it.
Oh well, you know my basic turn for if they screw us over. So, and I turn back. Oh, the cat is awoken, hasn't it?
We've awoken the beast.
Yes. The
What was it?
cats.
What were we talking about? Fire cats? What was it cats that throw fire?
Yes. Flamethrower
We were
cat.
talking
Flamethrower
about
cat?
Flamethrower
Oh
cat.
my god.
Yeah, we were talking about flamethrower cats.
I swear, I
in
could
Assassin's
probably
Creed.
make that happen. Probably.
Probably
It would be
yeah.
great. It would be
Terrifying.
so bad. Because here's the thing: you can train cats to use those automatic feeders that
Yeah.
have a timer on them. You could train a cat to use something similar to that for a flamethrower. So that's why I'm like, you could totally make.
Theta has put way too much thought into this.
Or
Out
not
of
enough.
character.
I have to go to feed the cat for like 2 minutes. And the conversation goes to flamethrower cats.
Listen,
Just how frightening would
Listen.
it be just looking into the apathetic eyes of a cat right before it unleashes a torrent of flame like this is the thing.
I would argue this is not too much thought. I would argue this is the correct amount of thought to give to the concept of allowing for a flamethrower cat.
So,
Yes, back to
So,
listen. This seems reasonable. Granted, the major boon we owe you may be used to may be repaid by someone else that owes us a major boon, but a major boon would be given to you.
as,
You know
as
how
is
you know how it
Kindred
goes.
Society, yeah,
You know how it goes.
It happens.
But we can get out of this, no bloodshed, and you're still owed. You shall be paid because we shall be paid. Obviously, if this is a trick and you betray us, I'll execute you in the streets. But as it, you know how it goes. I see no problem with this, as long as it's all simpatico.
All right.
And the rest of us, obviously, this is a group cohesion. I don't speak for us all. I just speak a lot.
I step up next to Weston and I puff out my chest.
I give
Rat
I
chest.
give $100.
The richest rat. Richest rat in Toronto. I'm still staring at this one, but I'll hold up a clawed thumb like, yeah, I'm okay with it.
Darryl,
I'm
I
super
will not.
hungry.
Bree will nod. Yeah, I'm good.
All right then. And he goes over to. There's a statue that is not covered in plastic. And it is kind of ornate. It is like marble. It looks like it's been chiseled by one of the great sculptors. And there's the cat. And there's a cat behind it. Hey. Hello.
Grab it.
This is the weirdest sounding.
This is
What
like,
is with? Why is it so loud when you turn it?
Uh,
I can hook you up with a better.
It just
I can hook you
happens.
up with a better one.
yeah, I'm
You
getting ready.
can, he said.
Because it's like I was just like I could hook you up with like an electronic one with like a thumbprint and all that stuff, man.
Those are rather unsafe, I would imagine.
There's the cat.
Oh, cat!
There's
Black
the
cat to give us.
Hey.
Wait.
She just wanted some attention.
And she got it.
Oh. Hi, baby.
Look, people.
You don't seem excited by the people.
Do you want
And-
a friend?
For the chat, Big Dad Industries, yes, it is a Russian blue.
A friend. Take a
This cat was
friend.
just excited to hear about this flamethrower idea. That we
Yeah.
had.
No,
Listen,
you
I will
can't
get
have
you
a flamethrower.
flamethrower.
No, you can't.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
All right,
My
so
company could definitely develop. A flamethrower.
he pushes the statue seems to move really easily as he pushes it aside, and behind it there's the kind of what you would consider a stereotypical kind of vault looking thing to be underneath. It's on the floor, and he looks over to you like, are you really gonna look while I'm like spinning the code in? He
I
gives you-
definitely I do the rush hour and kind of turn away, and as soon as his back's turned, I just look again anyway.
I have not taken my eyes off of him. It's very obvious I'm looking at him though, not at the spinning tumblers.
Orin,
What do you
I'm
think I'm gonna
guessing,
memorize
is
this?
just like rat form with the $100 bill in their teeth.
Yeah, $100 bill in mouth. I've also stayed looking at him.
I just say to Or, I can actually just hold that to you. I've just been kind of passing them to you because it's funny to me.
I grabbed the little bit that was sticking out and put it in my mouth more, so you can't see any of it now.
Okay,
That's
all
not
right.
soaked. Is that just food?
No, I think they just want to hold it. They don't want me to take the money.
At the mention of food, the large
Oh.
pile of rats behind Orin is like, food? Wait, they said food.
No.
Cheese.
No.
Are we able to place an order? Like, has
Place
maybe
an
crackers?
order? Where have you placed an order? No, we're not. No,
Well,
we're this close.
There's a couple other kind of like you that they talk to us a bit, and then they
Oh my
they let us.
God.
Hearing all this,
They give
what's
us
the hear-
pizza, man. They give
Hearing
us
all this
pizza.
chittering.
This is great. They want to. They order like a pizza, and then they say like, what do you want on it? And then we usually get pineapples. I don't know what pineapples are, but they kind of taste really good.
I can get you a lot of pizzas.
Poisonous? For that?
do I see any crackers in this room? Because I'm tired of all this squeaking in general. I want to give them something to do.
You do not.
I don't.
They're-
damn
yeah.
it.
I have lots of money in my mouth right now, and
The
I will
plastic.
buy you. Yes, the plastic. The plastic
Right.
is called money. The money will buy you pizzas. I can get you many of those pizzas.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Is that how that works? Should we like
Yes.
go grab like all this plastic stuff from other people?
I have enough. We have enough.
Do you?
Yes.
I mean, you don't really have plastic around you usually.
I will rip it if you keep talking.
So he finishes opening it and he does the, twist the bar. It pops open and he hands you a red bound leather journal that has like, it looks like it's kind of the medieval version of somebody's really bad class notes. Like there's like the odd paper that there's a point sticking out. Looks like it's been just kind of crammed in there. There's like thick pieces where it looks like something has been sewn into one of the pages. And he like hands it over to you. He's like, this is, I believe, what you are looking for, the Voynich manuscript.
Because Adeline apparently knew something about it, I just looked to her like, do you check the goods? I don't check it to see if it's pure.
Adeline will grab it. Is there a way to check if it's the real thing?
There is an intelligence and occult roll.
Okay. Can I make the argument for academics again?
Sure.
The argument is just academics.
That's a good argument. Yeah.
Thank you.
Like, I can help you with intelligence. I'm a smart boy, but occult, nah.
No, I can only roll 3 for this anyways. That's the problem. You have higher than that?
I have 4 in intelligence.
You have higher than that than me. I have not succeeded on any of these. I rolled 2, 2, and 1. And they were all hunger die.
I still have one more of that set of
Yes.
dice from the very nice donation at the beginning, and you know, hey, there's still time to donate. Can I offer those 2 dice to Adeline?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's my last one.
And you can also willpower it, Adeline.
Yep.
if you-
I will willpower one of these
Okay.
because I rolled 1 success, and that is crit success and a 7.
Okay. Seems like the Voynich manuscript. It's gibberish. It certainly is gibberish. There's like drawings in it and what looks like it
Seems like the
possibly
real thing.
yeah, it looks like it possibly could have like weird alchemical formulas in it, like
I
It
think-
looks like stereotypical weird Tremere stuff.
kind of, yeah.
I think Adeline will hand it to Bree and then just turn to the Tremere dude and go, "These are not suitable conditions to keep this under. Why would you keep it under these conditions? This is a very old manuscript.
It's gibberish.
It is a very old manuscript that preserves some of the binding traditions from Italian Renaissance era. Why would you keep it like this? Do you have no respect?"
It's
Well, he did say he wasn't the one that took it. That was Cassius.
He's a Tremere. They should have some respect for academic pursuits.
You know, that sometimes they just do stuff on their own.
it's true.
Do better. Just do better.
Sister, please don't bring out the ruler, sister. Don't do it.
I don't
Don't do
have a ruler. I don't teach children.
Not that I don't love all this, but we got the book we need, and Barnabas is waiting. Should we go?
Wait,
True.
Barnabas, what
Shit.
why is he waiting?
Who's Barnabas? To you.
He's our guard.
Oh.
Why don't
Bree
you
just
sit
whispers.
down? Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, you go ahead.
Hey, why don't you sit down and think about that major boon you're about to get, and we're just gonna slide out of here, okay?
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get
I
back.
guess
I'll get back to my writing. And he
Your
closes
name.
the.
And your name is? Sorry,
Oh, my name is Caleb.
Caleb. Caleb, we will make sure you find the people that owe you the boot. Can I have your information? Do you have a? Are you part of the groups that don't really like the whole tech thing, or?
Yeah, the Camarilla. Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer not. I don't like to assume. So I was just gonna say a group that doesn't like tech.
And thank you for the donation, Anonymous, for the $100 for extra dice for each player. I think we're pretty close to not rolling anymore at this point, unless
Never
somebody
know.
wants to persuade the Tremere
To
sit down and go back to his writing.
I mean, I thought I was.
Yeah.
It was
Oh.
slightly more intimidation, slightly more, hey, give us. We've done our job. Why don't you sit and we'll leave, and we're done. Because I'm hungry.
So that'd be an intimidation and manipulation roll, or charisma, whichever one you think would work
I
better
would-
in this particular case.
Yeah.
And also, it's 5 on 1, man.
May I argue for persuasion, because I'm not necessarily like, hey, I'm gonna eat you. I just want to get out of here and eat.
Oh yeah,
So,
sure.
okay. And I will do that and that. Okay. And you know what? I'll add the donation dice we just got, because why not? Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 5 successes. Oh wait, yeah, 5 successes.
And before we get into anything else, we have a giveaway because we're over the 300. So I'm
Nice.
going to start that giveaway. You can enter !raffle in the chat to do that. It'll be on for the next 15 minutes, even if we are not. Yeah, so how many successes, sorry?
5.
5 successes?
Yeah.
He's taking a couple steps back from you. Like, yes, I will get back to my writing.
Does he sit?
He does, yeah.
Excellent. I'll be the last person out as we're disengaging.
And pulling the doors closed.
Yeah, basically just like, yeah, all right. Yeah. Eyes on him the whole time.
It's like, pleasure to meet you, Caleb. Pleasure doing business with you.
Indeed. So you're all making your way down through the sewers once again?
Yes.
To the SUV, which is waiting on the other side, which Barnabas will very much not be able to go into without completely and utterly destroying your struts of the vehicle. Yeah.
Yep.
He's a heavy boy.
Hey, boss, do you have a tractor trailer or something like that handy? I know you.
Wait, I could arrange for something to come pick you up. Can you fly? Barnabas, can you fly? Do your wings work?
I can glide.
That won't
You know what?
help unless we can.
Let me make a phone call, and I'll call and have someone that works for me that's in the know, basically bring a blacked out U-Haul truck essentially to come pick him up so he can just ride the back of it.
The Hertz truck, yeah.
Yeah.
Dump him in the back. So we're gonna fast forward back over to the dive bar that you all frequent, and the other Tremere, Wilhelm, is still dutifully waiting for you there.
Wilhelm.
Weston, I believe.
Don't act like you don't know me. So, Bree, I believe you have what Mr. Wilhelm here was. It was
Bree pulls it out of her bag and just hands it over.
Thank you. The boon will be registered with the Harpy.
Excellent.
I'm sure it will be.
Please do keep this in good condition. Your fellow Tremere had it in awful everything.
Yes, some of the camera are problematic at best.
This belongs in temperature controlled environment. Do so.
And just for storyteller note, I'm assuming Oren changed back.
I did change back, and I did probably tell them that I would have to go back with pizza.
All right, come on! You said we followed.
I would have.
Get pizza.
You know what? If I feel like if Oren turned back and said something about pizza, I would have told the person I called to bring the truck for the gargoyle to pick. I would have told them to pick up some pizzas
just Domino delivery.
And just leave it on
12 pizzas.
Just leave it there, because
just leave it on the outside.
Absolutely maul me. Yeah.
Let's see.
They'll be here. Just stay here with the big stone. When the stone guy leaves, pizzas will be here. It's fine.
Awesome.
Yeah, this is going full Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where it's just like throw the pizza into the grate and we'll give you money.
That's where it was always going, as the prophecy was foretold.
And Wilhelm is thanking you, and he's preparing to leave. So if I need anything else, would I be able to contact your? Just come here, or is there a means of contact for you?
If you want to set up a meeting specifically, you can get in contact with me, and I hand him one of my business cards. You can set up a meeting that way, and if I know when the name gets through to me, I'll set up more clandestine means to meet you.
In a dive bar.
I slide on over next to Weston and I say, when you want to get in touch with me, get in touch with him.
Yes.
Indeed. And the rest of you, I'm assuming
Same.
similar.
Same
I
story.
am
Yep.
a sister at a church. My identity is quite public.
All right. And then he turns and leaves.
And I don't know if he's here, but I will wave and say, bye, Bob. I'm just going to assume Bob is here somewhere.
Yeah,
invisible.
I fully assumed Bob just made his way back.
Yeah, we had to.
Yeah.
Either that or Bob was just waiting in the truck the entire time.
Yeah.
Which would
Bob-
also be kind of cool.
Bob is just like standing there beside the gargoyle, like, they legit left me here. What the mother?
A truck was coming.
Yeah.
So this is a good place to end this particular one-shot episode. So thank you once again to all of these awesome players. Thank you for everybody who donated. We raised like $355.05. Always appreciated. I'm going to leave the raffle that we have going on up for the next little while. And yeah, we'll do some quick outros with the cat in the background because I'm going to mute. So let's go in reverse order and let's start with Joanna.
Hello, my name is Joanna. You'll find me on Twitter under the handle Hyrule Gardener. And you'll find me here on Saturdays doing vampire takeover stuff with the lovely cast of Vancouver by Night, Delve into Darkness, and Vancouver by Night, Toronto by Night. And I just wanted to thank everybody who's on screen with me here today. Thank you so much for joining us. This is incredible being able to play with all of you and play just such an awesome game in an awesome city and raise money for such a great cause. And thank you to all of the viewers for watching with us, for those who donate, for donating to, with us or donating to the cause, donating to Jasper's Game Day. Yeah, thank you all.
And Theta.
Hi, I'm Theta. I was playing Adeline de Leon, the nun. You can find me at Jobu_Tapaki on Twitter and Itch, where I make games. And I complain about school and work because it's a lot of fun things to complain about. I also play games. I am a cast member of On Rolling These 20s. I'm going to be in some other games coming up soon. So yeah.
And Lauren.
Hi, I'm Lauren Urban. I'm the content coordinator over at Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. You can find me on Twitter as OboLauren. You can usually find me playing mostly D&D. On Tuesdays, I am playing with Deborah and Wall in the Children of Erte game. I also run a game as a podcast, and I show up other places. And thank you, everybody. This has been amazing. This is my first time rolling dice as a vampire, and I could not have had a better group to do it with, so thank you.
And Darryl.
No, I was waiting for the cat to meow again.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for because I saw her out of the corner of my eye. I was like,
Hello. There it is. Hi, I'm Darryl Dorsey. I was playing Weston Shade. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr_Darryl Dorsey. You can find me on Twitch at Darryl Sucks at Gaming. And you can also hear me running a game of Vampire on the Fang Gang podcast, available on multiple podcasting platforms. And I want to say thank you for allowing me to play with all of you. and to Steve or Steve or Joanna. I don't know who got in contact with me first. It both. We'll just say both because it's the first time I've gotten to play as a player. So I appreciate that, and you guys were great to play with.
And up above me, Blue.
I'm Blue. I played Orin, or the Big Rat, and you can find me anywhere at Blu del B on Instagram or Twitter. And I also am part of Disco Does D&D. The cast of Star Trek Discovery plays D&D every Sunday, and we stream on Twitch. And thank you guys for your donations, and also thank you for inviting me to come play here. This is also my first time rolling as a vampire, and I was very nervous, and it was really fun. And all of you guys are amazing.
And this guy's Storyteller Steve. Usually, I'm pretty much always the storyteller around these parts. But yeah, thank you all once again for donations, for helping us out, raise money for Jasper's Game Day. Thank you to my awesome players. Once again, it was a pleasure bringing a lot of people into the Vampire the Masquerade who haven't had a chance to play yet, or like Darryl, who is the first time that he's got a chance to play. It's always great to bring new people in and help out, help spread the word, I guess, of Vampire and help out Jasper's Game Day in the process. They're awesome people. I'm going to be leaving the donation link up for a few days after this, so if there's still time, if you want to donate, we can still unlock some extra Elderwood Academy stuff, or once we get to 1,000, we can unlock some stuff from Dogmite Games, which is a player pad, which you pick whatever clan, and we will get them to send that out to you. So yeah, we will shut it down here, and thank you all once again. We're going to be raiding over to TTRP Gifts, who is doing also doing a fundraiser today. So yeah, if you want to stick around for that, I believe they're playing D&D right now. I think so, but I'm not sure what game they're playing. Whatever game they're playing, it's going to be awesome. So yeah, stick around for that, and we are going to be heading over there. So thank you all once again, and we will see you next time I'm playing Vampire, I suppose. And everyone else, where they can be found, it's in the chat. Have a good night, everybody, and here we go. Wait, hold on.
I'm still waving.